chat.
No, I do it at the beginning of every D&D stream.
No. You're not allowed to talk to your chat. You're only allowed to talk to us.
You have no
Fine.
friends except us.
Oh,
We're gatekeeping you.
Yeah.
not even Kevin.
We're putting you in the kennel with Kevin.
Kevin wanted to be on the podcast. Coming soon to a channel near you.
Yeah, we haven't recorded the first episode yet.
Shameless plug.
Oh
We will
god,
be happy.
I broke it. Oh my god! Technical
broke it.
difficulties.
How was
You broke
your
it.
day, Kiwi?
My day was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Shit.
I'm one of the tech guys at the church I go to, and
Okay.
everything was fucking broken. Like on Wednesday,
Oh,
everyone came in and
love to see
ruined
that.
everything. They just changed all the settings, and now I'm gonna have to go back through and I'm gonna fix it because they're like,
They
well,
have like
you
an
go in
update
and
or
fix it.
something.
What?
They have like an update or something. Oh, this is
No,
very...
on Wednesdays is when they set like microphones and like the sound system. But
What the
every
fuck?
time they do it wrong, so we have to
Shame,
reset it
we're
every
vibing.
single Sunday. I'm like, oh, you're
This
singing
is
till your
very
mic is off.
fuck. This is
do you
very
mean?
appealing to look.
Someone
Why
else
is my
singing it.
thing glitching out? Oh, wait, okay. This is very
What?
appealing to look at. Sorry, I got distracted because me and him were making waves, if you will.
So remember how we said we're gonna actually start playing at 6 o'clock?
I said I was gonna start streaming
Yeah,
at
why
six.
not?
This is perfect.
Okay, so oh my god. Hello, Mike.
Oh.
Can you actually hear me now?
Oh.
Streamlabs
getting
forgot
there.
my microphone, so everything I've been saying didn't get picked up.
Fuck you,
Like,
Streamlabs! God damn it!
I know I don't like Streamlabs either. I much prefer OBS.
That's really funny.
Okay, well, 1 second, please. One.
What a wonderful day!
Who's blue, by the way?
Me.
Shim shim.
Because that gets like really
Okay.
trippy.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
Let's do this time. Here, okay, ready? So I'm gonna start. Okay, so it goes purple, blue, red, purple, purple.
Oh, you want
How
actually-
do you like do that
Purple.
fast click?
Damn it! Purple, blue, red, purple, blue, red. Come on, guys,
Oh.
put it together.
Anybody that was watching
Oh.
my stream just watched me just, not give a shit
Oh.
anymore and just set everything back up on
At this
stream.
point, we're just putting it frickin' the same time. We're making a horrible circle. Don't right-click on it. It breaks for some
Don't
reason
you
when you do that.
Fucking
Oh.
laugh. Don't you laugh. Hey, I'm green.
All right.
How do you do it?
Are we
Well, it's
able
holding
to
down,
start,
isn't it?
by the way? Is
I'm-
everyone's stream running?
I'm good. I'm good now.
Yeah, I do. Let's go. I'm good.
Good.
Thank you, though.
Silence in the
Goodness.
court, please.
Oh, yeah?
Last time on Omen of Cursed Light, our group of 4 unfortunate souls faced off against a rather large Wendigo-like horror that had been the cause of the curse. They had been fuck. They had been the cause for the cursing of the Dwarven mines of Bragnir. The fight was long and hard fought, but after blasting the horrific creature with firebolts, piercing its hide with arrows, rarely slicing into it with claws, bashing its head in with frying pans, thunderously exploding its eardrums with deafening roars, and finally slamming a giant pillar of stone atop it, the beast was eventually felled by our heroes to be. And with its lingering curse finally being burned away, they began to investigate the remains of it. However, the spoils of the fight were put aside while inner group struggles burned hotter and hotter, as Damon and Albatross found themselves getting into a small argument until eventually broken up by Burke and Gug. While this occurred, Pan managed to use her wolf totem that Arthur had given her to contact him and learn more about the creature they had fought. And being far too curious, Arthur obliged in person by teleporting in via the totem. It was here that the creature was revealed to be a Wendigo empowered by dark magics that was eventually sealed away in the very cave it had been slain in many years in the past. This reveal, however, led to another as Arthur probed about how it was released, and upon learning of the one known as Severus McCree and the chant he had been using to empower the creature from before, Arthur became enraged, quickly forcing Burke into a pact of secrets. He once again revealed his true identity, but then went into the history of the calamity and who had started it all. Our group then learned of the genocidal cultists known as the Seeds of Decay, and their actions that led to the erasure of all the inhabitants of Bragnir. After hearing this information, the group then had Arthur use his divination magics to discover the whereabouts of the dwarven prince Damius Silverbeard. It was here that they learned that he was somewhere in the deserts of Nibiru. And after Berg begged and pleaded for their help, they decided to join him on the search for Damius. Arthur then left the same way he came in, but not before claiming the remains of the slain creature for his research into the Omen curse. It is here that we will be picking up where we left off.
Here, Arthur. Mike in chat says he has an excellent plan. So
Where's the plan?
well, he hasn't started out yet, but once he does, I'll tell you. It's even a
Alright.
secret to me. So
Wait,
we
what
can
happened?
keep going. No, we don't have to wait. We can just keep going. No, Mike says that he has a great plan, and I'm curious about what it is.
Is it kill me?
We're gonna find out.
No.
But anyway, you start doing that.
Well, this is a funny one. I actually put myself
He was
into.
making a Red Dead Redemption 2 reference. Arthur, I got a plan.
That's funny.
Tahiti, Arthur. We're going to Tahiti to find the Prince
Well,
Door.
I apologize. I was trying to be I was trying to be nice and organized. Where did Nort come from? I was trying to be
Yeah,
nice and
sorry.
organized in my map situation, but apparently when you do that, you can't move the banner where you need it to go. So, give me a moment. I gotta unfolderize my files now. Because for some reason it doesn't let you just move the
Welcome to
banner.
Omen of Cursed Light, the episode of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Don't you put that shit on me. I always
It's
have
on
technical
all of
difficulties, but
us.
the last like 3 weeks I haven't had really
No,
any.
it's like the one
So
time
don't
all
you put
three
that
of
on
us
me.
have had that.
No, I did.
Well,
Oh no,
The
mine
good
was.
thing
that it
is,
did right
I
back
know
in my
which
game.
ones I need, so it's not hard to pull them out. Alright.
Yeah.
Let us go back.
Into the
You know, I
map.
just said that, but then I pulled out the wrong maps. Alright.
It's all borked.
Well, there we go. Bragnir.
Bragnir. Bragnir.
Whew, that was fun. Let me get our music going, shall we? Boom. Or remind me if it's too loud or not.
It's about right.
Okay, so you all make your way back through the tunnels where you finally reach the iron doors that you walked through to enter into these cursed mines. As you do, you then notice that the door is covered in scratches and bloody claw marks. And resting at the base of the door are piles of bones and ash. What do y'all do?
Inspect bone.
I will
Alright.
inspect Ash.
All that are willing to investigate. Fucking these messages. Okay, all that are willing to investigate. Roll investigation. I like that.
Investigation specifically?
Yes.
Damn it, I'm like
Not
very.
looking
no,
good.
no,
Oh,
no.
Gug's on the case. You know, he's got the sniffer on him. He knows what he's doing.
No, I'm not good at this.
Oh, I got something funny. Can I do something
I
funny?
have low intelligence.
Depending, is it going to destroy the situation
No.
ahead of you? What is it?
Absolutely not. At least it shouldn't. Pen sticks two of her
That's
fingers
scary.
into the ash, then puts the fingers in her mouth and goes, yes.
You
I
immediately
cannot taste
explode.
anything.
Roll for a new character. No, I'm kidding. You cannot taste anything.
Guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
she like puts the two fingers in her mouth and then she goes, yes. It seems I cannot taste anything. I'm a skeleton.
This
Zombie
ash is
person.
ashy tasting.
Yeah.
So, Gug, as you near the pile of ashes, you begin to notice this familiar purple smoke faintly rising off of it. Upon further inspection, it seems that these were the bones of the dwarfs that were unfortunately cursed by the horrific magics of that creature from before. It can be assumed that upon the creature's death, all those that were afflicted suffered a similar explosive fate.
Oh, okay.
They don't gather here. Gross.
Good bit more sense.
Looks like everybody came
I was-
down with a sudden case of spontaneous combustion.
I really thought we were about to walk out into some dragons. I thought that's what
Another
we
one.
were gonna do.
Wow.
Oh yes, episode 6, Dragon.
I was like, hey,
Taking over the
bold,
world.
but I'm not the DM.
All right, what do you do with this information, Gug?
I guess I'll kind of like step aback and like turn to Burke and be like, I think these were yours.
You'll see similarly to the others, he's like reaching down, looking at the ashes, he's pulling chunks of stuff out, and you kind of see him pull, I guess similar to like a dog tag, but it's just it is kind of like the dwarven version of it. He pulls one out, and he looks down at it, and he kind of hangs there looking, and he's like,
Sigil, by the way.
a sigil?
Warriors wear sigils on their stuff.
Yeah, that makes okay. Yeah, we'll use that then. Sigils. He pulls out a sigil from one of the pile of ashes, and he looks, and he breathes in deeply and lets out a sigh. And he goes, "Yeah, I think these were the ones that were cursed from before. It's really sad, honestly, to see how many have." And he like steps back and looks at the pile of ash, and just so you all understand, for scale wise, this isn't like a little pile of ash. This is multiple bodies worth of ash lined at this door. It is
It's a suck. Goodbye.
it is like 10, like a 10, no, a 5, how the fuck do you like categorize this? I want to say like a 10-foot cube dispersed upon like the ground
Lovely.
of ash.
Oh wow, no, that's a lot of ash. That is like hundreds of bodies worth of ash.
A lot of fucking people were in these mines.
Yeah.
And you see him like holding on to the sigil, and he kind of walks over to Gug, and he looks at all of you again, and he's like, "We lost a lot of people because of this damn thing, but hopefully we'll not lose any more." And he'll
like
kind of
to,
put it in his waist or his.
I would
plate
like to shift through the ash to see if there's anything else inside.
Roll me perception.
No.
With the not the
Only you
22,
had
whoops.
advantage.
With the
Yeah.
10, you similarly just see like remains of bones, just teeth, and very, very rarely some hair. Maybe even some of the sigils, but most of them seem to have been left behind, probably
Okay.
directly after their transformation.
Okay.
Pan walks up to Burke, and she's just sort of like, "Believe me when I say this, Burke. They are better off dead than they once were. Because trust me, there's nothing worse than just losing control over your own body."
You said trust me twice.
Shut the fuck up. No one asked you.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "I can see you're speaking from experience on that one. Thank you.
I love
Your words are much needed."
Well, that's the weird thing about it, Pan. Because I have an entirely different experience. When I was dead, I don't remember anything.
it.
Burke
Yes.
curiously also turns to you at that remark. "You don't remember how you died?"
Oh, no.
I'm turning into Damien on
I
X.
know how I died, unfortunately.
Just not anything after.
The only thing I remember is waking up back where I was buried, apparently.
Right. Well, being
Nothing in
undead is
between.
My time's being a bit more drunk than anything. Waking up from a stupor.
I bet you 10 gold I can help drink you, Burke.
He looks at you and says, already saw you on the bar. I ain't doing that."
Wait, how do we do the thing where you grab your characters and you move them? But like, it shows the lines. Oh, like that.
But
Uh,
you're not in the town yet. You're still inside the cave.
uh,
I'm just putting you here to know where you're kind of at.
Damn it.
Trying to figure out the quickest route.
Okay.
No, I thought I was gonna do that weird like snapping motion where it moves my character for me. You know?
Well, you have to drag. You have to actually physically drag them. So like, pick up your token and then do it, and then once you let go, it'll move them.
Okay.
So, click your token, hold it, and then do that. And there goes Damon. He's off to the races. Get the fuck back over there.
I still don't really know how to do it, but I'll figure it out. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys are talking and looking at this ash, Burke will he'll walk up.
Damien's off center. No, oh, I didn't like that. No. No.
How do you do that again? It's alt, right?
Alt.
Yeah.
I have such an issue with it because the freaking opera just does stupid shit. Anyways, As you look around, you hear Burke yell out to the guards on the side of the door as he bangs it. He goes, "Oi! Open up! The mines are clear!" And as you hear this, you then begin to hear the sound of metal scraping metal. And as this happens, you begin to see light slowly filling in from the opening doors. As the doors finally fully open, your eyes readjust to the outside light. You see 20 or more guards posted around the door with shields and hammers at ready. But as they see you see them all kind of like relax their positioning. And then you see a familiar guard.
We didn't
the
kill
one
them
who'd
all.
been guiding you. What?
We didn't kill them all.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me finish that, and then we'll go back to that. You see them all relax, and then as they all relax, you'll see one of them, a familiar one, walk up to you as the head guardsman, the one that has been guiding you throughout town and managing your way through Bragnir. And he approaches you, and he looks at you and says, "So the job's done, and the mines are free again?" And that's him talking to you guys.
We didn't kill them. We didn't kill these guys.
We did not kill.
He looks down and he just sees a pile of ash just spewing out of the door, and he's just like, "They killed themselves?"
They more ceased. When we killed the thing that turned them into this, they all kind of, well,
They
turned
exploded.
ash.
They fucking exploded. There's no sugarcoating that.
Thing? You see
Yeah,
him like
yeah.
turn his head to the side. Thing? Was there something down there?
Oh yeah. There's one down there.
Big fucking skinny purple creature or whatever, encased in a crystal.
It is
He had
different.
such a beautiful roar. I wish we could have kept him as a pet.
I just
We're
realized
not
something.
keeping him as a pet.
Albatross, are you wearing his skull?
Technically speaking, yes.
he looks over and like he registers your voice. He doesn't notice you at first. And you see him turn over and he goes, he's just talking. He's like, "I don't know what creature you would have had in the. What is that on your head?"
I'm wearing it.
What?
It's my pet now. I can hear its speech in my brain.
He kind of like pulls his hammer forward a little bit. And he's just like, "You sure that's safe to have on you?" That
No.
he leans close and he looks at it. He's like, "Is that the beast's skull?"
Yes. Yes, it is a skull.
That is a mighty beast indeed. That thing's large.
Yeah, my big ass head barely fits in it though.
You might need to fashion that into a backpack, lad.
Oh, maybe. I'd like to, but our DM said no.
DM said no.
Hey, no breaking the fourth wall.
Sorry.
You see a hand reach down with a middle finger as it pulls itself back. As you guys are talking, he's kind of looking back at everyone. You kind of see this smile slowly start to grace his face. He's like, "This is wonderful news. Then we shouldn't take any much longer. Let's head to the king. Get all this other stuff dealt with, and then unless you all be on your way. Are you all ready?"
Cracked knuckles. Time to get me a crown.
Oh my god, it's time for the crown, isn't it? Yes!
Yeah, it's my crowning moment.
Oh, I see.
And you all are you all heading? Oh crap! I forgot I gotta control Burke too. You see Burke just run through buildings like a fucking rhino. Wait, okay.
can I
I
ask, like,
accidentally set my token on top of Damien, and I for a second thought he just disappeared.
And for my next trick, I'll go into a magician's hat.
What's that, God?
Yeah.
What's that?
I
What's
wanted
going
to,
Before
ask one of the guards next to the gate, like, do you want help with the piles?
You see a much smaller dwarf than the other ones. He kind of walks up. He's like, "Yeah, we'll be fine. You go get your own thing. We'll handle it here."
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good. Thank you again. He waves.
Yes, Heist Volume 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Wait, he wanted us to
Oh,
bring
God.
back his son for the crown. But
The Heist Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So
We are walking out with a crown.
I wouldn't say that.
before we enter the throne room, Pan's just gonna quickly say, Damien, may I have a word?
Yeah? What's up?
Earlier, I couldn't help but notice that you may have taken a bit of an offense to me calling you my best test subject. And I understand that for you, it might seem that I purely care for you in the sense of how would you say, well, I guess test subject, for lack of a better word. But I think it's important for you to understand that the one memory I have intact, well, two memories technically, but they're both connected. They bring me the same amount of joy. It's one memory, I can't really recall much other than just dancing with someone. The other is my tinkering, my creations, all of which bring me a certain amount of joy in my life. And thus, though it may have seemed a bit rude when I called you my favorite test subject, it was more of an association, as for you are one of very few people. Arthur, you and Arthur are basically the only ones so far who have treated me not as if I'm just some freak, but rather a person. And so I apologize if my phrasing may have come off as rude.
That's all right. I can forgive that. It's okay.
Thank you, Damien.
Now, why don't we try to go get ourselves a crown?
You know, corpse. The elves called it Milan. You humans usually call it friends.
Friends is a scary topic for me, but that's a story for another time, I guess.
As you all are doing this, you'll suddenly hear the guard. He'll just frantically be like, you'll hear him in panic say, "What the hell is this?"
What is this?
Stop the music. And as you all look over at this sudden sound, you'll see Burke is also looking around. He's standing in front of the throne room doors that are open. And he's just kind of shockingly looking around like this. And the guard seems like he's already gone inside. And Burke looks at you and says, "There's bodies. We need to go." And he runs in to the throne room.
What the hell?
Okay.
Seems like no crown.
It seems like everything that we just did in the last chapter was literally for nothing. Yay.
We saved all the dwarves that entered the mines by freeing them from their
We saved all the dead dwarves.
Yeah.
All the dwarves in this town were infected, so they just all simultaneously died.
Oh
I
God.
I said bodies. I did not say ash piles. Okay.
That is true.
All right.
I can't fucking say.
Down
That
at the
is right,
bottom.
Mike. That is right.
Oh God.
Okay.
I
Don't move. Stay still.
Okay.
No moving.
moved.
It's talkie
Okay.
time.
It's talkie
alright.
time. We just had talkies.
It's talkie time, but
No,
there's fucking
me
bodies.
talkie. DM talkie.
Okay.
Fine. That's a lot of dead
Okay.
people.
As you all round the corner, you immediately see, and I'll move him over to here. You see the head guardsman leaning down on
There
one
you
of the
go.
corpses, and he's quickly checking the body. He's like, "Come on, please tell me you're still alive." And he's looking. He's like, you see him pound his fist, and I was like, "Damn it! Someone must have gotten here while we were all at the door." He looks up at you, and he's just kind of in shock at the moment. And Burke similarly is also looking at these bodies. I will give you all a moment before things continue. If you all want to
Rabbit.
investigate the bodies, you can.
Rabbit,
What?
can you see other dead people?
I could have.
Dude, that would be such a fucking fucked up moment for this specific scene.
Yeah, no.
So
be
is that a
funny, though.
no?
I cannot. No.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Got it.
Cody,
There.
is
It'll
this a
be
good
okay,
time
dwarf.
for the-
You can make more dwarves.
What was it?
Is it a good time for like that ability I unlocked, or
What is the ability?
the necrotic eye, or eyes?
Could you remind me what it do?
I see. I can see anything that's undead.
Marked as undead. Okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you do not see the smoke. That is what
Okay.
I will say for you. You do not see any signs of the undead around.
I'm rolling.
Kely.
I'm checking the
Alright.
bodies.
In this situation, I want everyone to use investigation, and if you have anything to help you, please do so. That is up to you.
I don't think I currently do.
Good Lord, Damien.
Holy
Whoa.
Finally!
Whoa.
We all know
Albert,
what's going
I think
on.
everyone's
know what's
knowledgeable
going
about
Jeez.
dead bodies. You all
All
succeed.
around. If I know one thing,
Alright.
it's dead people.
You all
If I
approach
know
these
one thing, it's
these
dead body.
bodies, or the body specifically, and as you do, you see burn marks tracing up most of the torso and these oddly familiar claw marks deeply cut into the armor. These guards appear to be dead, but with what you can tell, they haven't been dead for too long. And what I will say is, because you all rolled very fucking well, you all notice a faint purple, like,
Oh, it's the-
charredness.
It's the fucking cat. It's Beerus.
Damon to the king right now. You're the fastest of us right now.
The moment you say it's the fucking cat, you see the guard look around and is like, "Oh, what? Cat? What are you talking about?
Oh no,
It
Damien.
doesn't matter. The king may be in danger." And he's going to
Rabbit
start
right now.
booking.
I'm going to use all
What
my
I will say
movement
is
speed.
everyone,
Let's go.
I'm gonna shut the door. I'm gonna lock the door so no one can move through it. But stop
no.
at the door when you're running.
Okay.
Let's move
Well,
everyone
This
to
is
the
bad
door.
because
Well, then,
rabbit,
then I guess,
rabbit
Ethan, I
cats
guess,
don't
I
get
guess,
along.
You
I
can
guess
you
him
can
using
describe
his
what you're
speed
doing,
doesn't
but I'm just
matter.
getting everyone to the door. Burke's being left behind.
Yeah, Damien
So the
was
door
just
is in fact
Damien
locked,
was
like,
just
actually
running
locked.
as fast as he could.
Because the door isn't actually locked, and there's no way we're gonna
It's
catch
not.
Damien.
I'm
Oh.
just doing this for story moments.
I guess I would be the
Is-
first one there, definitely, but I would also have to yell out that the
Yes.
door is locked.
What we'll do is, depending upon
You
how,
said the door isn't
describe
locked.
everyone how you all are like moving, the pace and all that.
This would be one of those moments where Damien would actually get down on all fours to run.
Oh shit, he booking.
Double dash.
Like, this is double dash time.
All right, then I will move most. Are you also? What, Albatross, do you have a means of keeping up pace?
Not with Damien, but I probably would be the second fastest unless someone else has like a dash
Yeah.
move.
I will move a few of you back. Burke is not very fast. He's probably running alongside. He's probably a little
Probably be right
further
behind
ahead.
Berg. That
Yeah,
helped you.
I think this is a pretty good spot. Pan is way far back. I don't think you need to be that far back. We'll move you up.
Again, hang on. I'll do
Oh, there's
Oh,
Pan.
were you doing something? Not bad. Put you back.
Yeah.
I'll try to put you back. Cool. Okay.
It's just Pan's the last one to arrive, just purely because she just investigates every single body. She's like, "Ooh, this one looks fun. Ooh, this one looks cool." Ooh.
Not taking the moment seriously, Pan. Wait, where the fuck the guards been
Woo.
go? Oh, there he is. I
He's
completely
down.
stopped. He's also not very fast. He probably catches. He's also wearing like heavy armor and shit, so he probably catches up. He's probably like right next to Gug, a little behind. He's not very fast. But as you all get to the door, or as Damien approaches the door first. I will allow you, Damien, to enter into the room to see. As you walk, not that far in, good lord.
I really want to just like scream as loud as possible immediately. And it's like, all right, Albatross, it's your turn. Like,
Oh god.
As you make your way to the door, you notice that the door is already opened. And as you get in and you rush through, you see on the right side King Haldren facing off against that black, hairless tabaxi you now know as Severus McCree. Haldren, however, is without his warhammer as it has been thrown to the wayside. He is also
I don't
badly
see
burned.
anything in here.
What?
The room is
You don't
completely
see- I
empty
do.
for me.
No, my character's
Oh,
only one I
there.
can see that far.
You don't see these guys over here?
I can only see them
Okay,
when
they're
I
right,
get
yeah.
this close.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
only one with
weird.
the
It
superior
should be
dark
lit
vision.
up in here.
It's not. It's dark.
Yeah, I'm the only one who has that good of a vision.
I have lights, but I guess they borked or something. But either way, if y'all want to kind of like stack up here, we'll have.
Just so
we'll
we
just
can
do it as
see.
a showcase.
Even
Yeah.
canonically, it's not
Yeah.
that way.
Let's see here. Fuck, I lost my place. So, Haldren, however, is without his warhammer as it has been thrown to the wayside. He is also badly burned, bruised, scratched up, and is covering up the now missing left arm with his still remaining right. Severus, however, is slightly burned with minor bruisings and is devilishly smiling back at Haldren with his hands covered in the same purple flame like Magic's as before. You then see, as he begins to speak, "You're a rather persistent old man. Why don't you just..." And as he's about to continue, he then stops as he notices Damien arrive first. Damien, because you were the first to arrive, I actually want you alone to do this. I want you to give me an insight check.
Oh God.
Good luck.
Insight.
Oh,
Of course.
He's like turned around, like, huh?
Yeah,
This room's a
he's
lot
too much
bigger
in
than I
like a
thought I
panic in this
remembered.
moment. You see Severus look at you, and his pompousness return. He is, well. It would seem that we have guests, Haldren. How very disappointing. I was really hoping my latest pet project would have finished them off, or at least distracted them long enough for me to have finished what I came to do. But I guess this little old meeting's gonna have to have a rain check. Haldren will then notice you, and he'll look over, and he'll kind of smirk, and he stares back at Severus, saying, "What's wrong, kitty cat? Hey, afraid of a little 7-on-1 action?" And as he says this, Damien, you will notice behind you as the rest of the group follows behind. And I will quickly grab Burke and the guard, wherever the fuck he's at. There we go.
Wait, so we're canonically here now?
You are all around where you're at. You could be a little further back if you want, but it doesn't particularly matter. In this moment,
Pan, call him now.
you then see
Call him
Severus
now.
begin... Huh?
It's like, call Arthur, call him now.
You then
now.
see Severus begin to laugh as crude. You then see Severus begin to laugh as crudely wipes a fake tear from his eye. And he says, "Oh, my dear friend, no, I'm not afraid of them at all. I just prefer to save my strength. Besides, the mistress doesn't want me going all out just yet. Gotta wait till the time's right, you know. In this moment, I'd like to ask you all this. What are you doing now?"
I'm telling Pan to call Arthur right now. Pan, for the love of God. Oh, God.
What I will tell you is the totem
You should
is
know.
inactive because it has a once-a-day use.
Hey, I know that. The character doesn't.
I know. I'm just telling you this.
I'm gonna search Pan.
hang on, Jesus Christ. Give me a minute to answer. You keep talking over me, both of
You
you.
said freezes. You said freezes, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Fine, go ahead and tell
What's
me
happening,
free.
Pan?
So, her body just sort of stiffens up, and she's just like, even if I wanted to, it only works once a day. I cannot contact him again.
I would still like to search Pan for the totem.
You could do it if she'll let you.
Is it only a let if she's frozen?
She's not frozen. She's just, afeared, if you will.
No, but that's like if she's not gonna stop me.
That's if she's gonna stop you.
I am going to stop you.
Well, I'm still gonna try to search Pan.
As I've just
okay,
said, Damien and Arthur are basically the only people at the moment she feels any connection to. She's not just going to let you take the one thing that lets her contact him. Or
Yeah,
Arthur.
I'm still gonna try to. I'm still gonna try to find it.
If you're going to try and get it, is a sense of, we'll say it's very akin to being grappled in this sense because you're trying to get it from her.
Yeah.
So I will have you both roll strengths. We'll
Just roll
have
strength?
Hold on. We'll have you roll with athletics or acrobatics, and we will have a Pan using a strength save.
Okay.
You might still get a higher number.
Yeah.
No.
Just barely. As you're panically trying to fumble with the artifact, Albatross quickly snatches it from your hands. What do you do with this in this moment?
He attempts to use it, much to the direct failure of being able to.
And Pan, what do you
And
do?
immediately points a gun at Albatross and says, "Give that back."
You see
Fucking
Severus
gun? You have
looking
guns?
at you all. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's got a
it's-
gun.
I've
That's how
been
she uses her
using
spells.
guns this entire
Yeah.
time.
I thought they were like fantasy bullshit weapons that they weren't real. I didn't know you were using fucking like.
No, we have guns. They're flintlock.
Okay.
It's flintlock
Stuff like
to
that.
be
She
used.
pulls out a fucking Glock or a John Moses Browning in 1911.
Yeah,
Like, that's not what I was expecting.
As you guys are having this moment, Severus begins to laugh off in the corner. It's like, is this really the time to fight now? Y'all acting like a
Jim.
bunch of children. And then you see Burke is like, yeah, what are y'all doing? Not the time. You see him pulling out his axe as he's readying his hand. The guard just now probably catching up to you all, and he's deep in breath. He's like, what's going on? King, are you alright? Dear Lord. And you see the king's current shape. I will ask actually, Damien, what are you doing? Because you're the closest to the situation.
I've been waiting to approach.
Have you?
Yes.
How are you trying to approach?
Literally the only... I'm making up a whole speech in my head at the moment.
Oh, are you?
Go for it.
Oh, okay, fuck it.
Yeah. Roleplay moment, dude.
What is Beerus' name? I keep forgetting.
His name is Severus McCree. Stop calling him Beerus.
Severus. Okay.
You can call him McCree if you want as well.
Alright, so Damien's just gonna start approaching Severus directly. It's like, Severus, we've already faced you once, and you ran away. Listen, I know you're stronger than me. I don't technically care. But what you're doing is gonna put Dom in danger if he's still alive. So why don't you just tell me what you're doing here? Why do you need to kill all these people?
You're approaching with that question, right?
Yes.
As you get closer, he looks down at you, and he kind of... You see on his hands this purple flame like magic as he whisks it away, and he postures himself more abruptly in a more pompous manner as he kind of leans back against the pillar and says, now what in the means do you have the authority to speak down to me like that, little man?
Purely from the fact that I don't give a shit if I die anymore. Alright?
Oh boy, you ain't dead yet. And he pokes you in the nose with his claw, and you feel your form waver. You feel almost like you're about to slip through the ground as he chuckles to himself. You're just a bunny set on some loose strings, is all. But don't worry, once the calamity's gone through, you'll die too, just like everyone else.
This calamity. You speak like he's still struggling with his form. Just like this
Yeah.
calamity. What is that?
Oh, it's just a little thing we like to call, what's the word? Bit of fun genocide, if you will. But I don't plan on giving the rest of my surprises away just yet. And you will see as he, in his hand, forms a fireball, and he basically underhand smacks you with it. I will actually roll to hit.
Oh God.
Let's use the actually no. You know what? I'm gonna use the black and white die. I like this die. It's one of my favorites.
You dare to use?
I don't even have to think about the bonuses. He got a 19.
Oof.
Damien's dead.
That would have killed me before the level up.
Well, no, that was
Help you
just
with the next
the
character
roll
you
to
make.
hit. That was just the roll to
I
hit.
know.
However, will roll a few fun numbers.
Damien's gonna fly across the room. He's
Too
gonna hit the
purple.
wall on the opposite side.
Actually, not. I'll keep it with black. We're keeping it black. Here we go. Eamon, how much health do you have?
34.
Good. You will take 18 magic damage as you are launched back 30 feet. and I will
30
just.
It's
You will
behind us.
basically slam.
Is he gonna launch me
We'll do this.
into either Burke or Gug? Is that what's gonna
We're gonna
happen?
have
Can I try
him
and catch
launch
him?
you into it. Well, okay, yeah, he'll launch you into the both of you, and both of them will like kind of reach out, or at least Burke will try. But Gug, will you also try to assist the cat?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm hopping in.
Yeah. So they both reach down and try to catch you from like being slung any further.
Well, do they?
Uh,
Strength check.
Yes. Also, yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but you took 18 damage. This is
Yeah.
non-resisted, so you take the full 18. And he laughs at you again. The authority of something so small trying to act all big really makes you think, doesn't it? As he looks at Haldren. Haldren boy. These people need to respect their elders, wouldn't you agree? And you see Haldren like slowly hobbling or like sidestepping over to grab his warhammer, and he reaches down and picks it up with his one good hand, with the other one kind of still dripping blood from the wound, and picks it up and he just taps on the ground and he says, "You will not hurt him. Another one of these people." In this moment, does anyone else have anything they want to do? Looks like Pan is hiding.
Pen
Oh,
Pen immediately just forgets all about Albatross and runs over to Damien, and she's just gonna straight up do a little bit of this, do a bit of that.
roll them healing numbers.
How do you roll healing?
It should say it on the thing. Healing word. Your choice. You creature of your choice. It's 1d4 plus your spell casting modifier.
Okay.
So roll a 1d4, and also depending upon like what level you're casting it at. Do you have spell slots to cast?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah,
Yeah, I have one from the battle from before.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, just roll a 1d4 and then plus your spellcasting modifier, which I believe is on your spell sheet area. And while this happens, did Pan ever get back the totem?
Not yet.
You heal 6 health.
All right. Albatross, I'll say in this moment, as you're holding onto the totem, you're like, what are you doing to try and activate the totem?
What does it look like again?
It's imagine like a little wolf carving out of wood. That's kind of what you're looking for. It's got like these silver lines and stuff all over it that are very
Right.
dull in this current moment.
Well, at first he's like, like shaking it, fucking like slapping it or whatever. He's like, "Come on, fucking work. We need you right fucking now." Then real quickly,
Fucking so
realizing that's-
rough of it, you damn vampire!
no, but you're healing, Damien. So while this is all
Healing,
happening,
yeah.
he realizes that this isn't gonna work. So he fucking pockets that for a moment. Sees him walk over, grab his warhammer, and mention that he's not gonna hurt anybody else.
If you don't
I
have
gotta
anything
remember,
off the top
this
of
is-
mind, we can see what Gug's up to.
Well, no, 'cause I gotta think. Albatross normally would stay in front of people, but this isn't the original Albatross where he actually.
Yeah. Well, while
Gug,
you're
now's a
thinking on
good
this,
time to leave.
Gug, what are you doing? You just caught Albatross. You just caught Damien. Sorry, and you set him to the side. What are you doing?
I want to try and get as close to in front of the king as I can.
All right, feel free to move up next to him if you want. As
All
you
right.
do, you will see the guardsman walk next to him, and you'll see Burke behind as he's checking on the guards
shit.
checking on the king. Burke is
The
actually
beefy
Burke's
boys are
feeling
here.
feisty. He's getting up close.
I got this. He deep sighs, seeing Gug going to the side of the king. I guess we're doing this now.
Thank you, Albatross.
As you all near the king, and Burke starts to kind of rile himself up. He's like, "You think you could just come in our kingdom, fuck up our mountain, and then try and kill our king and get away with it? You're dead!" And in this moment, if no one has anything else they'd like to do, Severus will just hold out his hand. He says, now, ain't no time for that. And he'll snap, and he will suddenly appear right next to Damien. Now, Isn't this just a curious little thing down here? And he looks down at Damien. Y'all just left him here on his lonesome with this poor little zombie. Oh, what a shame. You know
Rain fight a
something?
bitch.
Isn't it curious how something that shouldn't have emotion cares for something like this? How cute. He then snaps his fingers again, and he appears behind Albatross. And you, Mr. Vampire, oh poor thing, kicked from your tribe of elves. How sad. Oh, and
Kingdom.
speaking of tribe, he snaps again.
Uh-oh.
How are you doing, Mr. Orc? I could have sworn you were supposed to be someone important by now, but I guess that didn't go well, did it, Sonny? And he bamps back up to the throne, and he cockily sits in it. And he's, you could tell, enjoying this moment very lavishly as he looks over you all. Says, how are y'all enjoying your gifts, by the way? I made sure to hand-pick them for you.
I want to remove the skull of Ngakwe.
I was the same way. I was just gonna throw it away. I was gonna throw away the Nardqual.
The what? What's going on?
I'm gonna remove the skull.
Me and Albatross
Why?
were both gonna just throw them away.
Well, on the ground for now, like in the moment. Well, because he says I left gifts for you. I mean, it's the
No,
heart, the hat. And
I
this-
think you're misunderstanding.
understand
Okay, you know what?
perfectly.
I'll be in character a bit more. He looks over me, he's like, so how y'all liking those gifts I gave y'all? I don't know. Does feeling vampiric feel fun to you now? I'm sure you've gotten
Oh,
used to
okay.
it by now.
Huh.
And he looks over at the zombie. Well, look who's approaching. You got something to say, Sugar Lips?
Really?
Or lack thereof, I should say. My bad. Where are my manners? And you see Haldren kind of, stop playing around with us, you devil!
Are you saying that it is your fault for all of this? For the way we are?
He will reach his hand up and he will snap, and this time he'll peer behind you. And he'll say, oh, darling, I'm responsible for most things that's been going shit ways. Don't you know an agent of calamity has to be as calamitous as possible? That's just the rules. He will then start to
Okay.
walk in this direction.
Pen is immediately just gonna start, like, unloading as many
Are you?
fireball as she can into him.
Roll to
At
hit.
least attempt to. Yeah, where is it? Firebolt. Ooh, 19.
Ooh.
I actually will say that hits.
Oh,
Roll the damage.
hits him in the back. He turns. You some bitch.
You see... Actually, describe what you do.
she just immediately goes into a rage and she just loads in her fucking incendiary rounds and then just fucking fires as much as she possibly can at him.
You see
Get away with this, you
as
son of a bitch.
as the flame impacts him, it kind of folds around him. He then stops moving forward and he slowly turns around, looking unfazed. And he looks at you and he says, there we go again with those emotions. Shouldn't a zombie be more dead inside than that? And as he says this, you see his eye, his eyes flash purple as he, raises his eyebrow instantly and looks at you. Think of, the Rock smirk, but he's just more vile. But as he does this... You know what? I'm gonna be mean. You are put under the fear effect. You cannot be afraid. But you are. And in
Do I
this
see-
sense...
Do I see black smoke from him or? Because
No, you don't see black smoke, but you... I will say with your specific ability, you do see smoke, but it's not black. It's something. Something unknown.
Other unknown color.
Yeah. It just
You-
doesn't look natural. And as he does this, as I said, you are put immediately into the frightened state. I'll just give this to you. Why not? Let's just give you the old. Let's just do. let's do this. This looks scary, right? All right. And in this sense, you drop everything you're holding and move back to your full movement speed.
And move back my full movement speed.
Yep. In a panic to get away from him.
Yeah.
You would use what would be technically considered your full action to move as far away, and you would drop whatever you're holding. So in this case, I believe you were just wielding your gun. So your gun would be right in front of Damien. Fuck. Your name's so
I knew
similar.
that was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah. I didn't notice until like recently that I made your guys' names super similar, so I'm gonna have to like rewrite my brain. What is it, Albatross?
Seeing her run away and then seeing just Damien over there, I want to shoot an arrow, knowing that it's not going to work. I'm going to shoot it next to McCree over here.
All right, go ahead.
I don't remember his first name. I'm not shooting. I'm just shooting next to. I'm not shooting him.
Oh, okay. I see.
Shooting at, like, in his general direction.
You see the arrow whiz by, and as it goes around behind him, you see his tail whip up and wrap around it. And he pulls it in front, and he says, "Now your aim's getting better, but you missed me by an inch." As he snaps the arrow with his tail and throws it to the wayside. "Oh, I'm sure you weren't trying.
No,
Oh,
you
maybe
don't
you're afraid to
that.
try."
No.
He starts walking closer and closer to the door. And as he does, he turns back around facing you all fully, and he lets his arms hang low as he kind of like expresses himself fully. And he goes, "It's been fun, but, well, could have been funner. But y'all ruined my fun a little bit, so I'm gonna have to leave. And I might return if I'm feeling good enough for it, but for now, I think this will be the part where we all disperse, if you will." And as you do,
put another name for fun.
"Oh, calamity is all I bring, and that's fun for me." As he raises up his hand, and in a similar fashion to what you all saw before, he takes a bow. And as he does, his right hand is covered in this purple flame, and he swings it down in front of his face. And as he does, the flame covers his full form, and he starts to whisk away. And the last thing you hear before he's fully gone, let me find the lines. Okay, yeah. As he's leaving, you hear him say, "You may enjoy this very minor victory," as he starts to bring the hand down in our little battle, "but the war has only just begun, friends. And as I have said before, and I will say again, I am here to bring forth a new age of calamity." As the hand starts to fully envelop his form, he continues saying, "One greater than the last, so I really must be going." And as the form is about to fully dissipate, and all you see is his devilish smile behind this purple flame, he says, "Ta-ta for now." And you see him kind of puff away in this purple flame-like smoke. And he disperses himself, seemingly having escaped the area. What do you do?
God, is that what I fucking do to people? I just run away? That's infuriating.
What?
That's what I do. I attack and then I just run away. That's fucking infuriating. God damn.
Haldron,
He ran away.
you all suddenly hear the clank of metal on the ground as you turn around to see Haldron putting his one hand on the ground, like he's holding his hammer as a support, but he is very clearly having trouble holding himself, and he's breathing heavily. And then he falls over unconscious. And then you hear the guard next to him be like, "Haldron! Could any of you heal?"
Gog has med picks.
I
don't think an unconscious person can drink a potion.
I have potions of
They actually
healing,
can.
yeah.
You can force feed them, yes. Gug,
I
if you
will
would like
give
to-
him a potion of healing. I have decided. My generosity knows no bounds.
Oh dear. All right. You
Kiss it into his mouth.
Mm. you pick him up, hand under his head, and you start to feed him
Sweet Gug.
the potion. You like uncork it with your mouth and start feeding it. And you do that thing, you know, where someone has trouble swallowing, so you start like rubbing their throat to make sure it goes down all the way. And as you do this, you see him kind of like his eyes are shut. There's that glow that normally is there is not, but suddenly he starts to putter back to life. He goes, and he kind of sits back up. You see his wounds; they heal okayly, but he's still very injured. His arm still missing because that won't grow back from a potion, unfortunately. And he kind of he's kind of like lightly awake.
Is he wearing a cape right now?
Haldren?
The king. Well, anyway.
I do not. I actually don't know. I don't think his. No, he doesn't have a cape.
Okay. I wanted to make a tourniquet out of something, but I don't know if I have anything.
You can, as Gug asks for some help.
Fine, I give him my cape.
Thank you, Albatross.
You have a cape.
Roll a medicine check.
Me or him?
Him. Gug. He's the one up.
Oh, never bad. Never bad. Hey, look away. Hey, look away.
You get the whole
You try to bandage the arm, but you're just fumbling it so hard. You end up pulling his arm a bit more. He's just like, ah, what are you doing?
What are you? Yeah, let you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
You should.
I can see that. Oh. Also roll a medicine if you need to.
Okay. Here, I wanted to like. Can I like merge my like? Can I cast a healing spell while I do this?
I just realized what David's writing down. Good lord.
Yeah, I was gonna get there, Damien. Don't worry.
This is a throne room. There ain't shit lootable here.
Okay. That's okay.
It's enough to wrap his arm comfortably.
Okay.
He's not like
Okay.
freaking Gug was like tightening it way too tight.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So Gug ties it too tight. I notice, and I come in, I loosen up, and I look at the king, and I go, "You owe me a new cape now, old man."
I'll talk about that later. And he starts to
lighten
you see him lift his hand up, and this golden glow begins to emanate from it, and he puts it to his chest, like slams it to his chest, and you see his eye alight with this golden flame. He says, "By Moradin's light, heal me!" And you see his wounds start to kind of heal a little better, and his breathing starts to settle. And he puts his hand down. He's still breathing heavily, but it is a lot softer now. He
Damien's gone.
kind of looks up at you all. He says, "So I assume you'll solve the mine issue?"
Well, yes. Yeah. We did find out where your son is. He's not down there, but we found out where he is.
I thought he came back. What do you mean?
Oh, no, the guy that you just fought, he was pretending to be your son. We went down there, we beat his beast, came up. You've already been fighting him. And while we're down there, we figured out where your son actually is. The real one.
Burke will then also continue. He's like, we had help from Arthur come in. He teleported using that totem thing that Pan has over there.
Pan doesn't have
looks
it.
at Albatross. Yeah, he looks at Albatross and says, well, actually, I think he has it now. But Arthur managed to kind of fill us in on some dates. And needless to say, he's, for some reason, in Naburu. He's seeing Haldren kind of just shake his head slightly to the left and to the right, and he's just like, he was always one to explore. If there's any place they do, Naboo would probably be the one he'd want to go. A lot of ruins there from ages past. But, so, wait, hold on. You said that man that I just fought was down in the mines? Was he the cause for all of this?
Yeah,
It seems like it.
seems
yes.
like it.
How'd he get in? Or was it so tight?
I literally just told you he disguises himself as your son.
He could disguise. He has some type of magic. Well, I don't really understand what type of magic. All I know is that Burke hits harder than he does.
He looks.
We didn't really try, did he?
Well, he kind of like confusedly looks at Burke, and Burke kind of shrugs like, I mean, I'm pretty strong. But then he looks down at his hand, and then his missing arm, and he says, "What was he doing down there? Why? Was he just doing it as a distraction? Did Arthur have anything to do with this?" And he starts to stand up in anger as he reaches down for the
what?
hammer.
What do you say?
Does Arthur have anything to do with this?
Not directly.
He looks as he starts to stand back up, and the guard next to him helps him get on his feet. He looks down at you, and he said, or looks. Actually, you guys are probably like the same height. You might actually have to look up. I actually don't remember how tall Haldren is. He looks at you.
Yeah.
He says, "What do you mean?"
Well, there were certain things in his past that did affect the previous calamity. I mean, it seems like some of those people that tried to cause the previous one survived, and they're not trying to cause a new one. One
He
of
puts
those
his
people
hand up.
being-
He goes, wait. He told you about his past.
Yes.
So you know who he really is then?
He did an unbreakable bond with me, and I kind of forced him to.
Burke, like you see him holding his like wrist, and he says, "He also did it to me, and it was highly uncomfortable.
It's not nice.
He's a very, let's say, private person. But, so he told you about the calamity then?
Well, now both of them, I guess you could say. But yes, the original.
It's just, the timing is just strange. You all arrived just when this all was going down. Did he send
It
you?
seemed-
He's kind of like in his own head thinking about what's going on. Oh, Pan, what's going on with you, by the way?
Meanwhile, with
Jeez.
Pan.
She's just heading out.
I don't think anyone would stop you because I think everyone would be too distracted. I will go ahead because he's already gone. Oh,
What?
hold on,
What's it
hold
doing?
on.
Okay,
I'm gonna remove your
Oh,
fear because you are no longer
Yeah.
afeared of him since he doesn't
I would
exist
say
in the
that
current.
the Damien's not directly involved, so Damien might see it.
That's if Damien's paying attention.
I was
The
specifically
chat
just-
says yes.
I was specifically standing in front of Pan and the group to make sure that like the king wasn't going over there.
Okay. So you're purposefully letting Pan walk away, right?
Yeah. This isn't
Alright.
Pan's environment as far as I know.
Yeah. That's fine. Pan, you continue to walk down, and whatever you do in these moments. I'm gonna. If actually, I'll ask, what are you doing at this moment? Are you just going to like silent walk away and all that? Be to
Yeah.
yourself.
If,
Okay.
if you remember, she's not a fan of kings. So
Oh, I'm aware.
yeah.
I was just
Well,
making
he's
sure.
only like 75% king now.
I'm-
he's lost.
I'm gonna
it.
move my character up here so I can
That's fine.
See.
see.
We know you're
Yeah.
over there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so as he's to himself, starting to kind of like ramble on his confusion, Albatross, what were you saying?
I don't know where we were at.
He was just like he was basically being or saying to himself like, did somehow Arthur plan for
Arthur.
this or anything?
Well, it seems like our arrival didn't cause what was happening. It was already happening before. However, it might have escalated, forced his plan to accelerate, which is good. That means it's not going to plan. So it's working.
That sounds sensible. What are you, Orc? Are you of the same mind?
I hope so.
Riveting.
What?
Uh,
He looks up at Gug and looks down at Albatross and he looks at the both of you and he's like, what was in the mines? What was he doing?
well, you see this skull
I need some water.
on my head?
You said you put it down.
No, but then you said that's not the gift that he was actually talking about, so you kind of undid that. That was you.
You're right, never mind then.
So you know
You-
the skull
he looks down and looks at it. He stares at it for a moment. He's like, "What is that?"
Well,
It's
whatever
horrible.
it was, it's because my character wasn't smart enough to actually know, apparently. So whatever it was, this is what he was creating, or yeah, this was the core of his creations.
I will also allow this for a moment of Gug in this situation because you recall specifically what Arthur had claimed it to be, being infected with the Hungering Curse, if you will. Do you do anything with this information?
You know, it's a Wendigo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd speak out about it. I kind of forgot that he even said that in the first place, but yeah. I guess I would speak up and be like, the hungry. Just leave it at that. I'll just let him figure it out from there. He probably could piece it together.
He kind of looks and he thinks about it. A Wendigo. He made a bloody fucking Wendigo. Down in my mines. That don't look like a Wendigo I've ever seen. And I've had to kill a few myself. Some mines are too treacherous. We built systems to prevent this. How did he make one?
Well, you saw his power firsthand. It's kind of, it'd be more, appropriate to ask. It's surprising that he couldn't do more. The question isn't how he was able to make so much power, but why is he still holding back?
I don't think he's wanting to by the sounds of it. He looks up at Gug. What have you?
I definitely don't think he needed to run. Seems like I don't know. He could have beat us.
I'm gonna actually quickly turn you up real fast. Give me a moment.
Yeah, you're a little quiet right there.
Sorry, Chief. I'll try and speak up.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you. All right. He.
I just
he
said
looks...
that, like. Oh, okay, you heard me. No.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, we heard you.
Unless you want to repeat yourself, you can.
No, I'm good. I just basically said that, like, he seemed like he could have beat us there.
Haldren looks at himself and then thinks about it. Okay. Nah. It was something else. About an hour after you all had left my throne room, I began to hear the sounds of my men outside these doors screaming in pain. And he kind of like gestures to the door behind him. It was as if they were being ripped apart by some beast, not tabaxi. So I quickly went to check the doors and open up. That man was standing there holding one of the hammers, opening the damn door for himself. I immediately went on the attack, tried to smite him where he stood. It was as if my attacks were barely affecting him. Even I went to the deal a heavy blow with my hammer. And he kind of wields it up and shows it off a bit because he is proud of this hammer he uses. Feeling emboldened by Morden's light. But as I went to smite him, he formed this blade of dark magics around his hand and sliced clean through my own. And then he gestures to his nub. The force of the hit sent my hammer flying, and I quickly backed off to try and heal myself. He wasn't just strong, he was smart. Didn't give me any room to breathe. I didn't have any time to cast any magics to better my health. I barely managed to form a protective barrier around myself, but it too eventually broke. And I'd say that's around the time you all walked in. I don't know what he was after or what games he was playing. What I can say is this. Whatever this calamity he wants to bring, he can do it. He's definitely holding back. Or at least, something's holding him back.
The mistress. He said something about that.
He kind of takes a moment to think. Mistress.
That's the only reason he didn't tell me anything about what this new calamity was that he was not telling it because the mistress doesn't want him to.
He starts to kind of like, you see his eyes squint and then dart around in his, it's as if he's just putting things together. Did Arthur have anything to say about this man when you informed him?
He seemed a little panicked from what I remember.
That was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember.
He, at the hearing of him being panicked, he's like, probably what I'm thinking it is. Fuck.
He, it was a little strange in the mines, too. He was repeating himself, saying something about praising a mother and worshipping eclipses.
He started
You
his own
see-
cult, apparently, that I think he's the reason... I've never even cared about the past that much. I wasn't alive for it, but I think he was the one that caused the last calamity.
As you're saying this, you see his one eye, with this golden light emanating from, begin to almost catch flame. This anger begins to fill within him. You begin to feel the room get hotter as you see beneath you the lava rise slowly, but only around him. And he clutches his hammer, and you begin to see it heat up a bit as this light begins to emit from him. And he begins to breathe heavily. He's one of them. And he takes his hammer and he just fucking chucks it as hard as he can against the wall over in the northwestern side. Or, sorry, northeastern side. As you see it just fucking
Does it fucking just hit the
zoom
guard?
off to over. No, he just, like, he throws it over to, like, this lamppost thing, and you just see it shatter the lamppost and rest against the thing. And you see Bert kind of duck to the side, and the guard kind of like steps back a bit, because he didn't expect him to have this much energy still left within him. And he's just kind of sitting there, and he's like, Algin, you shouldn't be using that. You shouldn't be doing that. You need to save your energy. He's like, I'm fine. I'll get with Arthur. I need to have a talk. If he's one of them, you say, clearly has this vitriol with the word as he says it.
Perhaps we can
We have
arrange
a
a
big
meeting.
problem.
Perhaps we can arrange a meeting with Arthur tomorrow. If you
I
think you
have
really
that
need to
already
talk
under
to him.
control. I can talk with him myself. But y'all said earlier
That was complete
you know where my son
gibberish.
is.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
He,
I was hoping somebody else caught it.
No.
let me take another sip of water. His voice is hard.
I just heard.
I just spat one of them
Yeah.
And he's turning into Batman. You see him kind of like look around at you all, and he says, you don't need to worry about Arthur. I have ways of contacting him, but you all said you knew where my son was, right?
He's in the desert.
Yes.
If he came in disguised as my son, I feel he is in danger. If it is not too much to ask, would you also aid in his protection? I know not what his quest is out in the Buru, but I know my son. He's got reasons for everything. I'm sure whatever he's doing, he can help you in your future. I will set you all up for the night and for the time. Even help you on your way down.
Wait. We were tasked to come here, help the dwarves with their, curse problem, which turned out to be Wendigos. We find some catman down there who disappears, likely to come up here and kill your men and then harm you. And now, after all of that, you are asking us to go find your son. How does that... We were called to Arthur's about our curses. How does finding your son have anything to do with our mission?
Well, Albatross, I think I can help you answer that one. I mean, this entire time we've been doing this quest, we just found the guy that cursed us. It's obviously working.
Yes, but who even knows if this guy cares about the son anymore? He's obviously already come into contact with him.
I mean,
unless he doesn't need to.
he shapeshifted into his son, but here,
Yes.
let me say this. I'd be willing to go look for your son if you hold up your end of the deal.
He looks down at you, and there's a slight smirk. I did make a promise, didn't I? Alright. Hold on to that. As he looks, and he reaches up to his head. And at first he's like, where's my crown? And then he looks down, and it's just kind of like resting at his feet where he had fallen unconscious, and he reaches down and he picks it up. He holds it, looks at it, then looks at you. And before he gives it, he looks at Albatross and he says, if that man is the one who cursed you, might means he might have a way of uncursing you. I assume that is what your goal is, as most of them are.
Why
My son can help.
you?
He's an exceptional tracker.
I'm an exceptional tracker. Look,
I don't think you understand. He's not just a tracker. He's the greatest at finding people who are hidden. He has found
Didn't-
many places in this world, on the travels he's gone, that was originally thought to not exist. He's a traveler. He's damn good at it. So if there's anyone to find someone that's hiding themselves, be my son. Even Arthur has asked for his help a time or two.
You're sending us to track down the greatest tracker who's ever tracked.
He's a tracker, and he's not the greatest fighter.
Right.
Wouldn't he be exceptional at hiding?
I mean, I know how to hide pretty well, but I'm not necessarily good at tracking, so.
Yeah, I suppose.
He looks over you all. He says, "Look, I know you're all on your own quest, and I understand.
No, I
Please
don't.
do me this kindness.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do understand. None of you see.
My people
What?
nearly
You-
just died to this man, and you are saying I do not understand tragedy because
No.
you're on your own quest.
No, I don't think you understand us, and I don't even think everyone does yet. You say that he could uncurse us. There is no uncursed. There is no going back to the way things were. This is how things are. We are who we are meant to be, and the only way out of this is death. Now, I don't plan on dying yet, but I understand it's coming, and probably faster than I would like. That's the only way any of us are getting out of this.
Like I said
You can sit
to...
here and live in denial. But that is what is happening. We might be able to prevent others from experiencing this, but the sooner you accept that this is how our lives are now, the better we'll be.
He walks up to you, and he grabs you by the scruff, or by your collar, and he lifts you up with one hand, the remaining he has, and he looks at you and he says, "This world is..." Voice cracked. This world is full of shit, man.
Whoa, hey,
he lifts you up and
you
he
get so
says,
groovy.
there in this world, there are magics beyond your belief. There is a solution. You just have to find it. If you don't believe me, well then I know someone who you should believe. He drops you and he says, Arthur has been searching for a cure of this thing for so long. But he has never given up. He is a god made mortal. That situation would break anyone. Imagine you, and he points at you, Albatross. A man, he turned into an ant. How would
Yeah,
that
I
make
would
you
know-
feel?
I would know nothing about that kind of situation. Not at all. I would have no concept of how that feels.
Your situation's different from his. You're already a man. You just turned to a vile one.
I was never a man. I was an elf, but it doesn't matter. I know what you mean.
Same thing.
It's-
You are
it's
still
not-
a person. As he
That's more
walks
accurate.
around, he walks back over here, and he kind of picks back. He actually starts to walk in this direction to go get his hammer. He's kind of hobbling, but he's managed his distance or his balance. And he's talking still, and he goes, Arthur was someone who had everything. All the power in the world, but lost it.
Obviously not
And
enough.
he picks up his hammer. But you know what he did? He starts to walk back. He didn't fucking give up. He didn't stop because he felt depressed, sad by his reality. He kept fighting.
And
That
look
is
what that
what
got him.
he does. You wanna know what that got him? And then he points at you and he says, it got you here. And you here kept me alive. And me alive kept that fucker from completing whatever the fuck he wanted. So yes, it means something to do even a little bit.
Out of curiosity, was there a chance that the king would have died?
Believe it or not, if you guys had left to go do your little side things, I would have had him killed.
Oh.
We
So
didn't
yes,
have-
consequences exist.
well, we wouldn't have been able to go to the side things that you said we couldn't. So
Well, no, he just said he was going to guide you to the thing. He never said he was going to take you directly. You guys could have
Okay.
gone and did your side things. That's why I left it open-ended.
well, it didn't seem open-ended, but that's fine.
In this
Let's keep him
situation, he
understood.
looks at you, Albatross, and he says, your situation's bad, but many before you have had it worse. But you, and he looks at all of you, you're different than the rest. You're touched by fate, by the divines. Clearly, you felled a beast created by that bastard. None of my men could ever do that. And then he looks at Burke. Well, he did that, kind of. He's like,
He was there.
He was there. Listen.
Did more damage to the rabbit.
I'm taking another sip of water. Gotta stop doing dwarfish characters with scratchy voices.
It's the only voice you know.
I know, it's just fun, but it sucks. He then continues and he goes, fuck, I actually forgot what I just said. The
I said
water.
we were all touched by fate. They like
Yeah.
diddled in our
Yeah.
sleep by fate.
I don't know about that
Yeah,
last
he was
part.
like not strong enough, or his men
Yeah.
aren't strong enough. Something
That's
like
right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he goes, after he says Burke is also of a similar fate, he looks at Burke, he says, even though Burke is special, I do not think he is touched by the adventures you all will be going on. Burke kind of looks at the side, but he nods. He says, I only have one goal in mind, sir. That's to keep Damien safe. I will help where I'm needed. But I want to make sure the prince is fine. And he looks, and then Haldren will look back at you all, and he will say, I understand. You're hurting. You've been hurt. But now, we've learned an important thing today. That we know who hurt you. Now we just have to find out where they are. Which is why, and he turns back to Albatross, Damius is the perfect person. You may be good at tracking animals, but he's great at tracking monsters. He can find things you've never thought to be even real. It's what he does. It's his job, his hobby, his life. Doesn't want to even be king. It's beneath him. He then slowly starts to walk over to his throne. and then he plops himself down. And you see, as he sits down, this light from the ceiling begins to slowly emit down around him. And he is breathing from this harsh tone or this harsh, palpitations that it was at, slows back down, and he's breathing more comfortably, and he leans back. You all can do so much good. Do not let your past define your futures. Change it. I will properly award you what you are deserved. More than so, because you not only saved my people, but myself. He then takes the crown, and he looks at Damien, and I believe this is yours, and he tosses it to Damien. And I will now unlock this for you, friend.
I roll to see if I catch it first try. I do.
Good.
Nice.
I will show this to
What
Cody.
was
you
your
got?
under there? What did you have to get? Anything above 10?
I don't know. I don't know. Tell me, Cody, did I fail to catch it?
No, you caught it. You probably have bonuses to help catch it regardless, but you should now see in your folder of player items, there should be now the Crown of King Haldren. As he does this, he says, that crown's very powerful. You might find it useful more than just being money.
That's
Oh,
main
it's a
use. All right, let's go.
He then kind of comforts himself in his chair. We will hold a festival for your deed. You will eat plenty, and you will rest well. It will be... let me check when I had him set to do this real quick.
I just
Give me a
imagine
moment.
he just he has his finger up in the air and he's just dramatically pausing right now.
He says, later tonight, I will have all the dwarfs in the village prepare a hero's feast. You will eat like kings. That is what you deserve. I will have everything set for you when your time is ready tomorrow to leave. I thank you for what you have done for my people, and for my own life. I need to rest a little. He kind of his eyes start to shut, and you see the light around him begin to dim. And in this moment, he looks as if he has fallen asleep.
He
His
just falls
energy
asleep
is-
in his chair.
He's
Yep.
depleted.
All right, we're leaving. We're going.
Now
You
still
all
his
look at
hammer.
this, you see him in his chair kind of
Oh God.
just resting there, breathing to the best of his ability with all the pain he's been racked with. I will ask, before you all skedaddle out of the room, do you do anything in his throne room, or are you just leave it?
I mean, you said there
There's a
wasn't
lot to
anything
do.
lootable.
There's not. It's mostly just like statues and
Unless there's any way we can
Hammer.
chip away the
Hammer.
gold on the statues to sell it. I don't think so.
Alright. The
Extra
guard
As
will
we're-
gold.
the
Even though
guard will
gold is-
stay by the king,
Wait a minute.
and Burke will follow behind you all.
Oh no.
As,
What?
I said gold. I was gonna say gold is malleable enough to melt when you put your hand on it because your body temperature is hot enough. But I don't have a body temperature. But my character is cold.
I mean, you can crush like tiny bits of gold. I don't think you can melt like a full like ingot of gold.
Even it would take a long time to do an ingot. But yeah, your natural body heat is warm enough to where you would melt gold.
whoa.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Except for
There's no
mine
water.
because mine's too low.
I
Well,
don't-
mine's 0.
I don't think
have body heat.
I don't think I do either.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
you
Actually,
don't
a lot
either.
of you don't have a body temp. I think the only
The
person
two
who could
people-
technically is Gug and Burke because you're both
Me.
werewolves.
And Gug
I'm-
wouldn't do it. So
I'm
Uh,
heated.
In this
Heard of.
moment, we'll take a rewind to see what Pan was up to while all this was happening.
finding a
Alright.
church.
Can I,
Yeah.
can I, before like,
Huh?
before we like fully like exit, I want to like walk out with Albatross and just like walking out, be like,
Oh. Well, where are
Yeah.
you? I'll go back up. I'll go back up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you go, I do want to catch up on Pay and stuff to make sure they were doing stuff, and then we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
That's okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. Pan, what were you doing in the time that this meeting was happening?
She went to find a local church of the town.
You're effectively standing in it, but
This is a church.
it's just the holiest place in the town.
He thinks
This- 'cause he's-
himself that highly. Jeez.
Well, no, it's more of
Really
this is
bad.
just the closest place you can get to speak with their god. So if they have issues, they don't go to like a communion. They just go straight to him, and then his god speaks through him.
Oh.
Wow, he's the Pope.
But
Okay, never mind then, I don't... I guess my character was just off doing nothing.
all right. If you don't have anything you would want to do, then I guess we'll
I
head
had
back over
I had a
to.
cool idea in mind, but doesn't work.
I mean, you can tell me. I might be able to make it work here.
Maybe they'll have like a shrine, and you can go to the shrine.
was-
It's not a church.
She was basically gonna pray to Arthur.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. What I will say is, in the middle of town, there is a little statue. It looks to be a depiction of what's his name? It is a picture of Moradin, the dwarven god that they worship. If you wish to kneel in front of it, you can do that.
I don't think she'd really see the need to kneel in front of that, but yeah.
I'm just trying
That's
to
all
give you
good.
something to go off of, but yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I
She
will
was just-
scroll back up my personal perspective over to Gug and Albatross. What are you two doing?
I was just gonna say, like, while we were exiting, like, if you ever got lost, I tried to find you.
You don't need to speak in the common tongue with me.
Just wanted you to know. I'll say that in Orcish, I guess.
There you go. I just know that it was like we're alone now. So
Yeah.
Burke will just kind of like walk by y'all, and he'll like stop, and he'll turn around. Wait. He looks at Albatross and he says, "Deeply I am sorry for the way I have treated you all these past times, and I hope that has not ruined my image, but I do hope that you can help me find Amius." And then he turns back around and he starts to walk.
I just feel it's disingenuous to spread these false hopes. I've lived my life with such high dreams that it just seems cruel to promise something that you don't know. He doesn't know if there's a cure. He's been searching all this time. So to make a promise like that, like we will be cured if we find this cat. This is who we are now. This, you don't escape this.
As
Are you gonna say anything?
Yeah,
Right.
seeing if Gug was going to do anything with that, because he's the only one next to him.
Oh.
as you know, Pan's waiting by the door and sees Damien approach, she just says to him, "Hello, Damien. Are you feeling better?"
Yeah, could be worse.
I'm sorry that my healing is a bit lackluster, but hopefully it tended to anything serious.
We all have things to learn. It's fine. I still gotta learn how to do my phasing stuff because it's something I can do with this body. I don't really know how to do that at all.
As you all are doing this, Burke will walk next to you all and he says, "Waiting for us?"
Just
Well, we
trying to
don't really
think
have
of what to
anywhere
do
else.
next. I know we're probably gonna be here for the night.
Probably best to rest up and just enjoy the time, because later tonight there's going to be apparently a feast for you all. Had I guessed myself. He kind of like chuckles to himself about that one.
Right? Didn't you do more damage to us than you did to the enemy?
Not
You see
now.
him like, you see him do like the anime, just like,
Uh, just
was
just
not
me
my intention.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really good at hitting things. I just don't know why I couldn't hit it. As he continues, he probably opens the door and starts to walk out himself.
Hey,
And if
Damien. Sorry. Pam like looks over to Damien and she's like, Damien, did you notice something weird about our good old pal Cerberus or McCree, whatever his name is?
Honey,
What?
alright.
hello?
So that was,
Cody?
that was Jasmine in the background, so we might want to come back to this.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
This moment, everything
Meanwhile, with
pauses
the
in
other-
time as I scroll back.
Okay, I'm back.
A random citizen. Oh God!
Sorry, I'm back.
So
You
as we're
all
walking,
make your way out into the city, and
Oh,
you see
my-
people are walking around jovially, seeming as the curse that has been affecting the mines has been cleared. You see people with their pickaxes set
there
up
you
and
go.
ready, and they're already making their way back to the mines.
We back in
Uh,
the mine.
Seems like
Ow.
life for them is starting to kick back up already, because
That was
dwarves never
quick.
stop working.
I noticed something interesting about Severus. He really doesn't like it when people speak up against him.
Who does?
Because if you noticed, when Damien just merely spoke against him, it angered. Well, I don't know if angered is the right word, but he attacked Damien for it. But then me, who literally attacked him, he just simply affected me with a condition.
I think it was less the actual attack and more of the audacity to approach him. He stepped up to the cat where you just hit him from afar. Where I did the same thing.
Yeah, there's something I gotta do while we're still here. I want to see if I have time to do it, so I'll talk about this
Okay.
later.
I gotta do something as
Okay.
well. Ironically, in the same direction. This is weird. We're going to the
Alright,
same
I
place.
guess we'll
aren't we?
all go.
Where are we going? Where
I
you
guess
go?
you see
Oh,
Burke walk behind
oh,
Pan
yeah.
like,
Well, hello.
I guess it's just me and you now, huh? Oh.
Wait, why is there two
He's gonna
Damiens?
leave-
There we go.
Whoa,
He
David.
was just gonna leave Burke there. He's like, oh, never mind, it's just me.
Yeah, just running along. Bye, Burke.
he looks at Pan and says, you want a drink?
Can you
look
take
like
me?
you could probably use it.
Honestly, I wish I could get drunk. Don't tell the bartender that I can't get drunk. He might get angry at me.
You see him kind of look at you, and like it doesn't click at a moment, and then he like you could physically see the ... and then the exclamation mark. He's like, "You cheated!" And then from that
Yeah,
scene,
but
we'll
he
move
will.
over to the guys. That's a fun fucking image. We'll do Gug because his should actually be pretty easy. Gug, what are you doing, bud?
Yeah. I'm going up to the clothing lady.
All right.
I can't remember exactly if there's a name for it, but I'm going to the clothing shop.
We'll just
check
call
out
it
my
that 'cause I can't
clothing
remember what we called it.
Alright.
But yeah, you walk back up to this place
Do I
filled
see
with
her, like, the same person?
huh?
Do I see, like, the same person there, by the way?
Oh yeah, a lot of these shops are ran by like singular persons. It's a very small town, or city in this sense. But as you walk up, you see her like hanging some like leathers to dry on these racks, and then you see her walking over, and she turns and looks at you and says, "Oh, you made it out! That's good news. Are you here for your?" She kind of like picks up her skirt and shakes it around. Eh?
Wait, what are you doing?
It's less feminine, hopefully.
Oh, it's fine. It's a skirt either way. Let me get it out for you. And she walks into
It's
the
a
store.
kilt.
It's a kilt.
kilt.
It's a satchel. She walks in the back, and then you just kind of hear some like rummaging a little, and then you see a belt fly across the doorway, and it just clatters against something. She's like, "Oh, that's not it." And then she's like, "Ah, here it is." She comes back with this like nice, neatly folded wolf skin or like wolf fur pelt. There it is, pelt, wolf pelt. And she walks up to you and says, "I think this is what you're looking for." And she presents it to you. And
I do want to pick it up and like hold it by two ends, you know,
Yep.
and put it in front of me, and then I want to do an investigation to see the quality of it. If you don't.
All right. Go right on ahead. All right.
Whoa!
Yeah. Whoa. You can see that this is expertly crafted. Dwarves are known to make and work their hardest on any project they get on, and she, much like all the others, does the same. This thing
Alright.
looks as if it was born to be a kilt.
Oh, heck
Horrible.
yeah. Dude, I'll be rocking this thing.
Yep. Actually, I'll let you describe. What does the kilt look like?
It looks very similar to the one I'm wearing currently, except it sports a lot more of like a bit darker of a color. It's not as bright and light.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a lot less marks and grime collecting on it than before.
It's gonna look fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh and just like not looked like I've been traveling for a few years in it.
You took it to the dry cleaning finally, but yes. She hands it to you and says, alright, she kind of like looked at you and holds out her hand.
Oh, of course. Here you go. And I'll take out 10 silver and I'll put it into her hand.
She grabs it, flicks it in the air, catches it, and says, thanks for doing business with you. And she shoves it down into this little pouch she has in front. She's like, I hope you come back if you need anything. And then she just kind of walks to the back of the room to, like, grab more leathers to put on the racks. Do you do anything else in this general area?
No, I'll just say thank you and walk out. I got my
Alright.
things.
With that, Albatross and Damien, you guys are walking together. Is Albatross back, or is he still getting water?
I think he's still getting water.
Okay. I will postpone that then temporarily, because I feel like you two are going to be doing something goofily similar. I'm going to grab Burke, and I'm going to drag him down over to Pan here. Pan, what are you doing?
So I had Burke sort of like escort me to sort of walkway along the wall. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
He's
yeah.
giving you like a tour.
Not a tour, like basically like so that way I'm like on top of the wall to where it's like you're looking down, sort of at the
okay.
yeah. And she looks at Burke and she asks, You know much about praying?
He kind of looks down at the place below and he says, not much more of a religious person myself, but even I still believe in our God more than give him a couple of prayers here and there. Sometimes I
How
say
do
just a
you-
little one's always enough.
How do you do
Oh.
it, Burke, when you pray to your God?
Well, not like one of them haughty types. I just kind of do it in my head. You know? Take a moment. Maybe wish some things. Move on. Sometimes, when I'm fighting a beastie that's really tough, you might hear me say, let me think about it. How does this go? Moradin, protect me. Yeah, something my dad taught me to say all the time. In moments of stress.
She
Why you ask?
Pan just sort of, I guess, closes her, like, tops off her eye visor things, and she, I guess she just sort of puts her hands here. And what is Arthur's like godly name again?
His name is Argathis.
Yeah. So yeah, she puts her hands here and she's like, Argathist, can you hear my words? I don't know if you can. I know I can sort of speak to you every 8 hours or whatever, but in this moment, I just need to talk. In that fight with Severus, he made me feel scared. And in that moment, I realized I'm still me. I'm still alive. This zombie curse hasn't completely taken me yet, and I don't know if you can even still hear me, if my prayers are just falling on deaf ears, since technically you're not even a god anymore, but regardless, I've decided that
Hi, homeless.
I can't stay here anymore. I need to go out. I need to find answers. I need to go home. And I don't know where home is. I don't know how I get there, but I guess I'm leaving. Yeah. Guess
Give me a
goodbye.
moment.
Yeah.
I am fiddling with my dice real fast because I'm going to roll a chance situation.
Does he hear you?
He smites me. No, just stay here.
How dare you?
Sure, that's right. Numbers are already pretty low. You sit there and you pray. You hope and you plead for a response. But as you had expected, you don't seem to get anything back from it. The silence is deafening in this situation until you hear Burke beside you say, "Where are you from anyways?"
And she just sort of looks at him and just goes, "As I said, I do not know. Probably some place far off. Who knows, really." In that moment, the little like prongs on her skull start to glow blue as a sort of projection of just this woman with long flowing hair and like horns, obviously, dancing with a gentleman.
I
Just
will
sort
say
of,
also,
like-
in the sense, this would be more like silhouette based as to
Yeah, like
keep the image.
there is no like details that can be seen
Yeah.
other than just the silhouettes of the two. This is my earliest lasting memory. The one I always dream about.
Burke looks at this, and you see him reach into his behind his metal armor, and he pulls out this locket. He pulls it over his head and holds it in his hand. He clicks it open, and he ponders at it for a while. Then he says, while looking at the locket, he says, I've had moments where you just only remember the special moments in your life. I honestly don't remember much of my, say, younger years. All I really know were the good parts." He clicks the locket, and he kind of holds on to it for a bit, and he looks over at you and says, "Damius was someone special to me. Deeply special. He's the only one who, at the time, when I was cursed, didn't care. He took care of me. I got kicked out of my own damn house. But he helped me get back on my own feet. And eventually our friendship became a bit more, until he up and left. I still remember the things he said to me. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." You kind of see him shrink down a bit as his form begins to change. This rigid, wolf-like form that almost appears to be like that of a bear, but just because of his bulk makes it seem as such, but it begins to slender down. The fur begins to part, as what you see before you is the actual dwarven form of Burke, standing there right next to you. And for those who want to see, it's on the map. I'm going to make it big so you guys can see what Burke looks like when he's not wolfed
Oh, there
out.
you go.
That is Burke when he is not wolfed out.
Nice.
And like jokingly nudges his shoulder and says, "You know, I think I much prefer you like this."
He laughs and he says, "Most people do. Most people do."
Oof.
I gotta say, for walking shambles of rotten flesh, you're not too bad. and kind of pats you on the back. Probably a good thing you still have your emotions. Sometimes I feel like I've lost mine. And he kind of starts to walk down the tower, and he looks back and says, "You coming?"
Oh yes, You mentioned something about a drink earlier.
Oh yeah. I'll see if I can have him whip up something that might get you down. And he starts to walk in this direction. You obviously knowing he's not, but you know it's the thought that counts. As you both make your way to the rusted flagon. And with that, we will go to Albatross and Damien. You guys are awkwardly walking next to each other, making your way to, I assume, the smithing quarters. What's happening?
Making our way downtown, walking slow,
Yeah.
Do.
awkwardly. Do.
Too bad none of you are a bard.
I know.
Bards are so fun. All
Well, I
right,
guess
what's
as
his
we're
hand?
slowly walking down, I'm gonna lean out. I'm gonna be like, Rabbit, what are you going to the smithing quarters for?
I probably don't have time, but I want to see if they can combine that gnarled claw with my frying pan.
I just like to imagine you're like
Just like-
holding it out in front. It's a giant
Is it the-
fucking finger and a frying pan.
And,
Is
and-
the claw? Well, the claw's not metal. It's bone and I guess it's what cartilage or whatever your nails are made out of.
I don't know. Something tells me that this could actually be real good.
Is it the DM? Did the DM say you could do this?
From specific like items, you can remove what is effectively an enchant, if you will, and apply it to
Okay.
something else, but it will effectively ruin the special quality of that original item. This is not a cheap
okay.
endeavor, but yeah.
Okay. Do you have money on you, Rabbit?
I have some money. I have to get an estimate of how much it would be before I can figure out what I'm actually doing.
That is no. I was just wondering in general. Okay, we got this. Let's go in.
I mean, you've
What do you think we
something
could-
done here before, right?
Yes, we'll get to that here in a moment. Speaking of appraisals, where do you think we can get an appraisal for that crown there?
I have a few places in mind. I have one specific place in mind, actually.
You know some fences.
Oh, I know some buyers.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
As you all walk into the smithing quarters, unlike the last time you had seen it, it is bustling. People are working hard and fast. They are already producing the metal that was just sitting there in the mines. They're going for it. They are already taking this smelted down chunks of iron and steel and just making the greatest weapons that the dwarfs always know how to make.
Whoa.
And as you're all walking, it's impressive. You just see them all working. They're smiling. They're having fun. They're laughing as they're working, but they're just doing it. Like it's natural for them to be this way. And as you all make your way, you look down and you see a familiar blacksmith working on one of his anvils. He's banging away at this just normal broadsword. And he looks up and he says, "Ah, it's you! And, Rabbit?" He kind of
He's a
turns his head
friend.
because I don't think he's seen you yet.
No,
No.
he's a friend.
He shakes his head. That's fine. What can I do for you? And he looks down to the rabbit. Actually, no. Sorry. He stops. He says, you're here for your sword, right?
Yes, I'm here for the sword.
And he looks at the rabbit. What are you here for, lad?
I'm not entirely sure if it's possible. Like, I grab my frying pan and the gnarled claw, but it's like, I know that in some places there are magical items that can actually have a debuff or a buff removed and put it onto like another weapon of choice.
Wow, that is how you say it in canon. Okay.
Yeah. He
I want
looks
to
at it.
remove
and
the magic from this item and put it onto this one.
he looks.
I was trying to
at-
find a way to
I-
phrase it.
It's fine. It works. I assume you're holding both the items, right?
Yeah, I'm holding them both out.
He looks at it and he says, "That's one hell of a... What is that?" He leans in and looks at it. Looks like a finger. Where the hell did you get
It's
that?
actually a claw.
It's a claw from the Wendigo we killed in the mines.
That's what you're killed. Was
Yeah.
that what was
Yes.
causing all the hubbub?
Yep.
Damn it. All right. and you're wanting to apply what this thing can do onto, and he looks at the frying pan. Do you have like a knife or a sword, or are you just wanting to? He pokes
Can
at
you-
it.
You'd be surprised
Oh,
what
China.
this baby can do.
The albatross leans in from outside of the camera. Do you think you could line it in gold? Make it a golden frying pan?
I don't know about that one, but
Albatross, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
he looks down. He reaches his hand out. May I see the two?
Yeah, might as well. He hands him over.
He takes the claw and he takes the fucking frying pan. I had to think what it was called. And he looks at it and he's like, I could probably fashion this into a handle and just kind of. And he kind of like puts them in front of each other and looks at it. How would you feel about a Wendigo bone handle for this thing?
A bone handle, you say?
Oh yeah, I can make it look nice and spiffy.
The only problem is I can't guarantee I'd be able to actually pay for the service.
You did tell him how you saved the city and all of his people and his king.
The king?
We
Well,
saved the
you'll
king's
just
life.
save the mines. I mean,
No, we
what
want
happened
to
to
save the
king?
king's life too. He was attacked by one of the beasts in the mines.
He's all right
He
now.
was.
He's just missing an arm.
You see him start to get riled up, but then and then he goes, "He's missing an arm." What?
We have an inventor. We have an inventor that can make robot arms. He'll have an arm.
Ooh, that's
Maybe.
not a bad idea.
He's like sitting there, he's like, "What happened?"
A lot. It's a lot to get into, buddy. We'll talk off camera. 'Cause that's a lot, man.
that is a lot to tell, but once your king's fine, I'm sure he'll tell you all about it.
You better damn well. All right. How much you got? He looks at you.
I actually
How
gotta
much do you
check
got?
this.
'Cause I don't know.
125 silver pieces.
That's really enough.
It's like 10 per gold, or 10 for a single gold, I think. So what is
Yeah.
that?
12
12.
gold pieces then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks at that and he says, "It's not a lot. I'll tell you what. I'll take that, and I'll make this for you. Consider it a kindness for apparently saving the king. That sound good?
I can part with that.
I'll need it for a day, and tomorrow you should be able to come and get it."
All right. That sounds like a
He
good
will
deal to
take
me.
it, and he will place them back on his table.
You'd be surprised about how efficient these dwarves are.
I can tell.
And he
Look
says,
at them go.
"Speaking of efficient," he walks behind this anvil he walks behind this like workshop table, and you see him reach down and pull out. And I will actually now show the class Albatross's new super duper sick looking blade.
A super duper sword.
But I will specifically be
Oh my
placing
god,
this
it's
in
the Z
Kely's
sword.
inventory.
Yes.
Show players.
The 12 sword.
This is Albatross's new sword, everybody.
Excalibur.
You see him reach down and pull this beautiful blade out. It is astounding looking. It is pristinely designed. It almost looked like it never lost its blade to begin with, but the blade is very distinctly different than what it used to be, and in the sense of Albatross, you can immediately tell that the handle, the guard, and the pommel have been completely refurbished. They look almost brand new. When you said he's efficient, he's more than just that. He is fucking awesome at his job. And he holds it up and he says, "What do you think?" I tried to get a design into the blade a little bit. Decided to keep a little bit of the gold because that seems to be your elven style. Refurbished the handle, gave it a new, and he shows the green. He said, "Give it a little bit of a different color here. Does kind of look nice."
Albatross, kind of astonished by the look, does gently take it from him in both hands, like laying it out, you know.
Yeah.
And he studies it. He looks over it, and he feels this connection. Which backstory did we go for the sword? That he found it inside the house.
we'll go with the he found it one.
In the house. That's very
Yes.
specific. Okay, so he knows that it's just connected to him in some way, but he's not entirely sure how.
He doesn't know exactly how. He just knows
But
that.
he-
I will say, actually, now that the blade's been refurbished, I want you to actually roll a history check.
I
I'd say it looks like I brought my frying pan to the right people.
Oh yeah.
With that, what I will say is, you can definitely tell this is one of the family blades. It is one that most elves that when they get married hand over to their significant other.
Then
The
knowing that this
design is very similar to the one that a lot of other elves use for their blades.
So knowing what this likely is, but not being able to confirm it, but he knows that it's connected to him in some way.
Yeah.
Holds it up as if it is near priceless. And as he does, he drags his right hand over the edge of the blade, purposely cutting himself and smearing his now thickened dark red vampire blood over the edge of the blade.
Kinky.
I will, you can take a single point of damage if you feel so choose. But, he
It's
looks
fine,
at it
I'll
as,
take
that's,
one damage.
that's one way to test out the sharpness of it.
Are you counting that as one damage?
If you
One
want to, I don't care.
damage.
It's just funny. But he looks at you and he says, "You know, I have a chopping block. You could have just give it a swing. You don't have to cut yourself. Now you kind of smushed up the sheen."
It's not about the testing the edge, which I can attest is nice. It's more of a
Nice.
promise, a christening, if you will. That if I were to use this to take life, that I need to honor it in a way. And I don't really have any much else way to do it, so my blood's all I've really got left.
There's some few hunters who always honor their prize. That's fine. He thinks. You see him like almost pull his hand out, and then he stops. I was gonna ask for that other half, but you did a lot more than just the mines today. I think I'll let you keep the half. You did good. I mean, excuse me. He looks back at the swords that are like without hilts and without guards. He says, "I've got a lot of work to catch back up on." And he looks at Damien and says, "I'll catch you tomorrow. Alright?"
Damien.
Yeah?
No, he said
All right.
Damius. He said Damus.
No,
again.
damn it! Fuck! Damien, he looks at Damien and he says, "I'll see you tomorrow." Alright,
It's
see
gonna get
you.
real. It's gonna get real
God.
bad for Cody when we actually meet Damien.
Yeah. They fused. Stop fusing. Okay. So, in this situation, you guys basically have until late in the night, probably around 8 o'clock in the game, because that's when the festival's happening. So, what are you guys going to be doing in this time frame?
Well, first, just because it happens right after, Albatross steps out into an open spot. He wants to make sure no one's really around. He wants to give the sword a few test swings because he's never actually used a great sword before. So, gaining its weight and seeing how it feels in the hand.
Longsword.
Same thing.
No, they're not.
They're not the same thing, but he's kind of small.
He thinks it's a great sword.
It is a fantastic sword. It is the
Yeah.
greatest of all of the swords, and he's gonna give a few test swings to see how it feels in the hand.
As you swing it, it almost feels like it's meant to be held by you. This blade swings effortlessly through the air. It seems lighter than it should be, but it's a pristinely made blade, made by what you can only assume is a master blacksmith. He put a lot of effort into this blade, a lot more than you had thought. And it seems that it paid out.
Ben has no insight on this.
No, he does not. But as this is all happening, I will again ask, what is everyone doing up until the festival? Also, you all can be considered having a long rest if you wish to click the button, if you haven't already.
Yeah,
But-
that's actually
I
what
sure
I was
would
gonna
love
be
to.
going to do.
Yeah. You're just gonna go rest in the inn?
Yeah,
Alright.
because I'm still like pretty low health from all that.
Yeah, that's fine.
After a little bit of drinking, Pan is just like helping fucking Burke.
You see, yeah, Burke's just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was just a little upset. I thought I was better than this. And he's just kind of like walking, like very shoddily. And then I'd be no.
Yeah. Let's get you back to your bed chambers. I'm
As
guessing
you
his
say this,
bed
he's
chambers
like,
are in
Oh,
the
wait.
Silverbeard.
no,
Fine.
as you say, he's just like, my home's down at the bottom of the mountain. Yeah, and he just kind of like falls over onto the ground, and you just immediately hear him go,
Pan just yells out, "Garg, are you around here? I don't have the
Game
strength
with
stat
you.
required."
I just imagine Gug just manifests. I am here. Yeah.
I am here to carry the dwarf.
He's a fucking king.
But yeah, Pan
Just, I guess I'll ask you the
legitimately
situation:
does
is
yell out,
Gug is Gug anywhere nearby?
Honestly, I'm just gonna try and meet up with the first person I see after the market ring. That's like
Uh,
I don't have like a whole lot of
You,
other-
at that point, you probably would have seen them head into the bar at the last second. So then, would you be like walking out with them?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess in that sense, you are also helping Burke, and he has just collapsed to the ground.
Can you deal with him? I don't have the strength to carry a dwarf in armor.
Okay. So how big is Burke again? Like, is he?
So
Is he, like,
I
actually
actually
big,
on his
big, or-
character sheet, I actually have his size written down.
He's
So let me
4
pull that up
foot
real
7.
fast.
280 pounds. He is thick.
He is a thick baby boy.
How plump is he though?
He's chunkers.
Uh,
Like, oh
so
lord,
the
he
sheet
coming.
has his wrong height. It is this. He is 4'7".
Told you.
His weight, in his wolf form, by the way, is like 320 pounds. He's a heavy boy. He's
But he's
dense.
not in his wolf form.
No, he's his human form. In his human form, he's like not impromptu for being like the 200s. He's like a 260.
Told you. See, I was pretty much there. I was pretty much right on the
Yeah.
dot.
He's a heavy boy. But
I guess
you are able enough to like discomfortably drag him around.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do like a survival check.
No,
once I try
no.
picking him up.
At the end of the day, you are an orc. You're fucking strong by nature, so it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna walk up behind, or like I guess not behind him. I'll walk up to Burke and like start like levering him up like onto like my leg, and then like trying to get his arms under my arms or above my arms.
As you're doing this, you hear
Alright.
and as you sleep, he's like, I'm a good fighter. I have a
Sure
bunch-
you are, buddy.
Oh god, we got to him, didn't we?
as this is happening, I feel like Damien and Damien and Albatross would be like just meeting the area. They'll see everyone like walking back to the inn.
What
Pan
the hell happened here?
Pan walks up to him. He's like, he got a little bit drunk. Now, mind telling me why a guard came up to me asking me to build an arm for the king?
Word spreads fast here. That conversation happened like literally just now. Like we walked out of there.
We
and
didn't-
into this
We didn't
court.
even tell him. We didn't even tell him who we thought it was.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
how many
there's-
other strangers could there be with with built arms?
You
And
just like
legs.
you take a moment and you just
And a
listen to
jaw.
like the scrabble around you, and you just hear people being like, "The king lost his arm. That's crazy. I hope they give him a mechanical one." You think that zombie's gonna be able to build him a new one? It's just like everywhere.
I'm gonna stop talking out loud. I'm going in the end.
Can't you literally use whisper and whisper in people's ears?
Damien's already gone. He can't hear you.
I'm just.
I can't hear you. La, 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 la.
Use whisper.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Pan going?
Albatross looks around
Oh,
in
no.
the direction and notices that he's alone. Like, oh. Oh.
Pan, are you actually walking up to the throne?
Yeah.
Alone again.
Unfortunately, you will be stopped by a guard. He says, "No one's allowed to enter where the king is resting."
But I can fix him.
I'm sorry, you'll have to.
How many?
I will try to fix you.
Whatever. I don't need to see the king himself. Just can you get me his hammer? I've got a fun little thing planned.
They all like they both look at each other's like.
Who gets a
If we
hammer?
wanted to, we couldn't. That thing's heavier than anything we can lift.
Pussies.
Peace sign. Peace out.
You see, like, the both kind of like lean to. He's like, "Who the hell was that?"
Okay, well, I guess I just go to the inn.
As you all crowd into the inn, Gug, I have to ask, where do you put Burke?
I was actually just thinking that. Do I just like take him to my room? Because he wasn't like initially staying with us, right? He doesn't like
No, he wasn't.
have a room.
You can put him in my room. I wasn't planning on going to the inn.
He doesn't live in the town. That's at least the thing you've heard. But yeah, if you are going to have him in your room, it is okay.
Oh, that's crazy. News travels fast unless it's not us, I guess.
That's
I'll
funny.
never figure out where to put him.
All right,
God.
so where are you
I'll
plopping
take him to the inn with me. Yeah, I'll just like, I'm going to like drag him all the way to the room, and then as soon as he's through the door, I just drop him and I go into bed.
You just leave him on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not picking him up like a princess. I'm not.
You
I
just hear him be like,
yeah, I can do that. Him, I'm worried.
Let's hope he doesn't have to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
He's better than on the bed.
With that, I guess you would walk in and see Damien on the inside. What are you doing, Damien?
I'm just heading to the room. That's all I'm doing.
All right. Albatross, you're sitting out in the town. What are you doing right now?
Well, like I said before, everyone kind of leaves him, and he kind of looks around and is like, oh. Not ready to go into the inn. He's not really interested in resting. I guess he just aimlessly roams around the town.
All right, you can walk around. You'll definitely see, because you're just like looking around.
I mean,
You'll see the bustling that's happening in comparison to like
He's
what you
like,
had seen it before. Like
he's like-
people are running back and forth and all that.
he needs like a black grandma wisdom right now.
And while you're observing the town, Pan, what are you doing?
I guess she's just gonna go start fucking working on an arm for the king.
You walk into the smithing quarters and what do you do? You just
I
like
walk in,
grab an anvil and tools and start going, or you like
here
ask
for an
somebody?
arm.
Hi. She walked up to the smith and she's like, "Hi there. My friends have apparently volunteered me to make an arm for the king."
You see
You
him
have
hammering
to
on his
do it.
sword, and he says, "An arm for the king. Why would it?" This is a different guy, by the way. He's just saying this, and he hammers, "An arm for the king. Why would he? What the hell?"
As you can see, I think I am more than qualified to do such a thing.
I just imagine like your hand just kind of like just does like a little glitch out moment.
Ignore that.
If you want to work on an anvil, there's a spare one in the corner.
And yeah, I guess with that she just gets to work.
The hell? He's just like looking at us. It's like, man, they're starting to let anyone back here, huh? All right. Well, back to work. Hammering back on the anvil. If anyone has anything else they're going to do, we will time skip to the festival.
Unless you have anything to say, no, good.
All right. Let me see here. All right. So as the sun begins to fall behind the mountains, you all begin to hear the sound of cheers of just joy around. Albatross, if you hadn't returned to the inn, you probably would have been watching them set up the place. They brought this gigantic table, this ridiculously long table that spans most of the central area. It's a
Courtyard.
massive fucking table, and they brought in like a lot of chairs from their own houses and set them around. You saw them bring out this gigantic, what is in effect a roast pit, and they were just piling on meats. And then you see other people like getting a bunch of vegetables and fruits and cutting them up and like throwing them in like pots to make stuff. And everyone's just moving. You see people putting lights up with these like crystals that glow in the dark with this yellow light. You start seeing them do this kind of stuff all over the place. They're starting to decorate everything, get it all ready. It almost seems like it's about time. And as this is all happening, the people in the inn, one of the guards will arrive at the doors of the inn and be like, trying to think of what he would say. Adventurers of Arthur, your feast is ready for you. And he'll like say that while knocking on the door. And as that happens, over in the situation where Pan has been hammering away, working on this nice arm, and it's pretty good. I imagine you've made a rather. I'm debating if I should have you roll, but I don't think I'm going to. I want you to describe what the arm looks like.
So, it's made to be a bit of a bulkier design, but still like within range of where the king can use it flawlessly, obviously.
Yeah.
And like much like the prongs that are on my head, there's those same prongs just like lining down the arm. And also, just as a funny note, just because I think it'd be funny to see the shopkeeper freaking out, just like my hands are just fucking running around the store detached from my body as it just brings me items and starts hammering down.
You just hear like, well, throughout your day, like there's just one guy hammering on a thing, and then you just hear, "The hell, my hammer go? Hey, bring that back!" And then eventually, as the work's going through, you see one of the people, while you're working on this arm, walk up to you and be like, "Excuse me, the feast's about to start. The king has asked for y'all's appearance." He looks down at that anvil and sees what you've been working on. He says, "Is that for the king?"
The hand just quickly like flies across the room like a face hugger and just like does a shh sound. Just a shh motion, sorry, not sound. As like the final
Does it like
nail
grab
just
them
gets-
in the face?
It just like stops and then just slides down.
Can your arms detach from your body? Wait.
They can.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Okay, so I just want to make sure I get this right. Did you actually just throw your metal hand at someone?
No.
Okay.
It just like. It
I was
just
making
like.
sure it wasn't doing it was, if it was doing that or just doing like this extended thing, stops in front of the person, then does a gesture. Because if you're just gonna throw their fucking hand. But okay. So they see
Anyways.
that, they're just like, oh, the king has asked specifically for you to be the. What's that?
My
Like points.
the arms just sort of fly back to my little nubs, and then, like with one final jolt, I just jolt the arm, and it's like, all right, fine, let's go. And I pick up like 6 more of those same prongs, and then the arm itself.
Okay, he just starts to like fall. He's a lot smaller of a person, so he's still falling behind you like a little fucking minion. And as you all, and I'll read this from the actual page itself here. As you all make your way to the center of town, much like I had described before, you will see this giant table set up with a bunch of foods ranging from fruits to vegetables to meats and breads alike. The middle of town has been decorated with stringed lights that appear to have yellow glowing crystals and streamers of wreaths that wrap around most buildings. Every dwarf you see is laughing, eating, drinking, and partying like you've never seen before. You then see Haldren at the end of the table, laughing alongside Burke, his one good arm wrapped around Burke's neck. And I will state, you all didn't see Burke when you woke up. I'll plop him over here. Or when you guys were just fiddling around, you
Is
eventually...
he still drunk off his
disappeared. Oh, very. However, while Burke and Haldren are laughing, you notice that Haldren's eyes meets yours. He gazes at all of you from the distance, and then he raises his cup and say, "Friends of Arthur, please enjoy the bounty of your rewards. Drink and eat till your stomachs burst. Laugh and play till you can barely move. This is a night of partying and remembering all that had fallen. May Moradin's light guide those poor souls to the afterlife, and may his jovial spirit enlighten us this night." And the party commences. You all gonna place him down?
Yeah, you're gonna like place him down on the map, or
Oh,
is he
fuck,
just
yeah, I
invisible?
probably should have. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Probably should have. Alright, let's see. Where is this one? There it is.
I have to ask, is there anything not alcoholic here?
Hey, you see this lady walking around with like a platter that has like the drinks on it, and she hands you a drink and says, "This is apple juice," and she starts walking away.
Eh, good enough.
So in this situation, I'll ask, what are y'all doing?
Meat table.
Okay, in this moment, I need to know, what does Gug look like when he sees the table of food?
He is salivating. He is beyond the wildest of dreams. He never thought of such a beautiful moment of meat being gathered on one
Alright.
surface.
We're gonna person by person this, because this is amazing. Okay, Albatross, you've been watching them prepare all this, and this is all happening now. Well, what are you doing?
He kind of I'm trying to, where would be a good place to do that? I guess like here. He's kind of leaning against a building, kind of like, you know, emo teen, whatever, in the shadow over here, looking at everything. He knows he can't eat any of it. It's not within his dietary means. So he just has to look at everyone else feasting, knowing what food used to taste like. Well, he can still taste, but it's like knowing what food actually felt like. But he's like, he knows it won't do anything for him in the first place.
As you're thinking this, you see, like, Burke will kind of, like, hobble his way around, and he'll walk over to you, and he'll be like, "Hey, Albatross, sorry, hold on. Alright. What are you doing all on your lonesome? Throat stuff.
We're celebrating getting our asses kicked by an entity we can't even hope to even begin to understand.
One
I
thing's
don't
for
think
certain
you heard
about
correctly. We're celebrating
You know-
the people who have passed on. We're giving them a chance
you
ahead,
s-
and then celebrating the victory that we had,
you
even maybe
celebrate.
minor.
You celebrate your dead.
Well, we celebrate them passing on to a better life, being with Moradin. Every dwarf here craves that, and now they have to be with him.
You think the dead could hear you, or
Oh, they can
you
hear
think
us
the
all
dead?
right. Moradin sometimes lets them come down. Some nights. Very rare, but we have them occasionally.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand.
Do you not give
You-
thanks to those who have passed for the time?
I don't think you understand. I've never seen an elf die in my entire life.
He kind of like nods. He's like, "Yeah, they are fucking old." Speaking of, how old
Comparatively to
are
you.
you? You look like you're 19.
I'm post my 50th year.
Ah, still young. That's fine. But that aside, we dwarfs like to celebrate the dead. Gives them a passing on to the lands of Moradin. But it's also a time to, I guess, break off from this cruel world and enjoy the moment. You can't just stick in the shadows all the time and whittle. You can't just stick in the shadows and just, be sad all the time. You gotta come out and every once in a while enjoy the festivities. He's like, he points his finger. He's like, hold on. And you see him run. Hold on. I didn't put one. I'll just say he runs over here real fast. He runs as fast as he can. Oh wait, no, it'd be up here. Sorry, hold on. Ooh, I was stretching his icon. He runs up here.
Whoa.
And then you hear this clanking as he starts to round back, and you see him holding a giant tankard. And as he walks over, he hands it to you. He's like, "Found some of our dead animals around. Here you go." Just kind of like, there's no table, but actually, yeah, no, there's no table. You're in the corner of the building. He kind of like holds it out for you. I believe you said you're a vampire, right? Well,
Yes.
enjoy the festivities with us. Come on! He gestures towards the table. Have a seat.
He uncomfortably takes it and goes towards the table.
That's it! And he pats you on the back.
Right. Whatever.
In
Whoever
my
distance
brain,
we're
I'm
supposed to
imagining
be from
there's a
the
table here. But then I just see Pan in like the middle.
No,
Pan to, like, the
Pan's
side.
just on the table.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Pan to actually jump
Yeah.
on the table.
With that being said, Pan, what are you doing?
She walks up to the king and she looks at him and she goes, "Know this. I do not do this out of love for you. I do not trust you in the slightest. However, I love the craft. I love to create things. Thus, as my companions over there have well and truly volunteered me to, I have created you an
No one
arm."
said you had to do it.
Anyway.
You can see he's kind of in a bit of a stupor as he kind of looks around. And he looks at you and he looks down at the arm that you're holding and he kind of like tilts his head. I have to ask, design-wise, did you give it any flair or is it a very just generalized arm, like mechanical arm?
It's generalized, so it's like he can do with it whatever he wants.
He looks and he says, "It could use a little work. I like it though." He holds up his nub and he kind of wiggles in the air and he says, "I guess you're giving me a hand, eh?" You see he's clearly drunk too.
She like lines up the nub part to the part that the nub goes in, and she's like, "Now, be warned, this might hurt a lot," and she just rams it into the nub.
You see him just kind of like, his eyes kind of bulge for a second. He grits his teeth, and then he just breathes out. Yeah,
And now
I
let
like
me-
the Dickens.
Now let me see your hammer for a moment.
He kind of like, he looks behind him and you see kind of standing there up on its head and he says, "You can try and we'll lift it if you want."
Oh, I don't need to lift it. And then like, the tip of her finger just opens up as she starts to as a little spark emits and she starts to weld those little sort of prongs onto the hammer itself. And she looks back at him and goes, "There you go. Now your hammer is directly connected to your arm. You should be able to basically fling it around as if you had telekinesis, using very precise."
He's given me
Door.
such a bad thing.
And
Alright.
He has become
Roll.
the
Hang on.
Thor.
Shut up, everyone.
And-
I'm not done yet.
Alright, continue.
And she goes, "Also, it can now shoot electricity. Have fun with that. I call it Mjolnir's arm."
He looks back and he's like, "Ugh." He looks at his robotic hand. He just kind of like, he holds it forward, and you just see the hammer fly like at him, and it kind of like thunks him in the head, and he just face plants onto the table, and the hammer just goes rolling across the table until it crashes through on the other side. And he's sitting there just like head down, and everyone's just like, oh, "Is he okay?" And then you just see him lift up his head. He just starts laughing. That's cool as shit. He raises a hand, and you see it just pick up and just, and he grabs it, and he shakes it in his hand. He's still not used to the hand, so it kind of like, it hurts a lot for him to actually grip it like that. And he's like, oh, I should slow down on that one. He takes it, plants it next to him. Sorry about the table.
The prongs
That was actually
also
pretty
act
sick. What'd you do?
simple. The prongs are sort of connected to one another. It uses magnetism for the moving of it around, and as I said, the prongs connect it. Therefore, even though already it's quite heavy and not a lot of people can lift it, you should find that just you and basically, I guess, anyone who could be considered a god would be able to lift it.
Really heavy-handed with that
myself a
reference.
god, but he picks it up again. He kind of looks at it. I do like the modifications. Puts
You
it back
should also
down.
find it quite weightless as well.
It was already weightless. he holds up his tank and he says, "Thank you, Pan. To you!" And then he looks at Burke, "To you!" And then to Albatross, "To you!" And then to Gug, "To you!" And then to Damien, "To you!" As he downs the drink and just slams it on his table. A great feast indeed.
He's gonna pass out.
Pan gets an idea and she's just like, "Hey, I bet I can outdrink you." No money required. I just want to see if I can outdrink you.
He's drunk. He accepts. Here's what I want you to do, and I really hope I actually gave him stats. I don't remember if I did.
Pan's basically just trying to get him to pass out. That's her like
we'll
little.
see. Okay, I did give him some stats. He's honestly, yeah, no, he's fine. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll some con saves, as he's now in effectively a competition with you. Woo! For you, it's more if you can actually keep it within your body. For him, it's if he can hold his liquor. Alright, so roll me that con save. You... Round one definitely goes to you. You see him kind of like try to drink it, but he's just kind of like not letting it down. He's just like, "Ugh. Oh, hold on.
Is that all you got, old man?
Hey, I'm not that old. Maybe I am. Shut up, man. And then he does it again. Round two, here we go. You see him this time expertly chug this thing down. And for you, you're feeling a little full. But round three. Are you ready? Deciding factor.
Okay.
And
Go! 18.
Yes.
you see him just, he takes the drink and he looks like he's about to sip it. And then he just stops and he goes, "I'm gonna throw up." he like wipes his mouth and he's like, "You win. Oh. For someone so small, you can hold so much."
Yes. I can, can't I?
Meanwhile, you look like a fucking balloon. But as this partying is happening, I will ask, what is everyone doing to enjoy the night?
Damien's turn, isn't it?
Yes, Damien, what are you doing to enjoy yourself here at this feast?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about myself. Ah, shit. Okay, so with everything that's been going on, Damien's probably just looking at the vegetable section, and he's just sitting there thinking about everything he could possibly learn about the old Calamity. seeing if there's any details that could lead him to the new one, or the new person trying to start this.
So he's in his own head.
He's just in his own head, yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Gug, what are you doing currently as you're enjoying the festivities?
I guess I'm gonna make it as far into like this table of meats as I can get.
Can you roll me a d20? Just a flat d20.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Here you go, net 20.
Ooh, close.
There's a lot.
Not bad.
You see a lot of dwarfs eating, and they're chowing down, but the food's disappearing quicker than they had expected because you're eating the rest of it.
I like the idea that he takes like a chicken, like he takes like a turkey leg, just shoves a hole in his mouth, brings it out, and it's just bone.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very cartoony.
And then I eat the bone.
He's got like that cartoony gullet, you know, it's just kind of sitting out, and he's just like, mwah, delicious. Just like looking at his fingers.
He just does the whole Toon Force thing. He just grabs the whole chicken, puts it in his mouth, and just gulps it down. You see the chicken go down his throat.
I sent a GIF in the chat.
Let me see.
Hold on, let me look at it.
On the Discord?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
accurate. That's very accurate. It was in Discord, yeah. With that, Albatross and Burke are currently together. What are you doing, Albatross? Because Burke's trying to get you to drink, not just blood.
Well, he's ignoring Burke trying to give him anything that's not blood. But speaking of the blood, he has set it.
It's pretty good.
He has set it down. This tankard of blood. He has set it down onto the table and is kind of staring at it, as this only, I guess, serves to once again prove his mentality that this is something that he can't escape. It's so ingrained into who he is that even the people who accept him immediately throw, well, in this case, animal blood, but blood right at him. It's not, yes, this isn't based off of fear, but, I mean, it's still not a... It still serves the same purpose, that they're just giving him what they think that he wants.
You're sitting here like solemnly thinking to yourself, and Burke is attempting his darndest to see if he can, I guess, give you a bit of just a better night with some alcohol. And as this is all happening, fiddle with the Grim statue. Fiddles with the Grim statue? Oh, the totem.
Yeah.
I was so confused for a second. Pan, if you're just fiddling, I'm going to continue to read some stuff real fast, if that's okay with you. Unless you got something else you want to do.
No, that was just.
That's what it's fine.
Got it on the table. You just sort of
Yeah.
like with it.
As all of this is happening, you all are deep in thought. You're working on your own devices, and some are enjoying the pleasures around them. You see Haldren kind of start to stand up. He takes his hand and he puts it on his chest, and you see this golden light emit across his body in a pulse. And what made him look so drunk is now completely out of his system. He is now as sober can be. He is completely. It is almost if he never drank a bit. And as he stands there, he looks at all of you. He says, "Friends of Arthur, I believe it is time to give you your actual reward. Burke, if you'd please, hand each of them one of these pouches." And he holds up this pouch. You see Burke kind of like stagger himself up. He's like, I'm coming. Don't worry, I will be there. And he just like gets next to him. He puts his hand on Burke and he says, "You might need this more than I do, friend." And you see a pulse similarly streak across him, and he kind of like shakes his head. He's like, "Oh, thanks for that." He's like, "Yes." He takes the bags and he walks around the table. And he gives one to Albatross, one to Gug, one to Pan and Damien, and he notices he actually has one bag of his own. And as he's looking at this, Hold on. Aldrin will then say, "That, my boy, is for you, and your journey to come as well. As you all..." Oh, that's actual text. I was about to just read normal dialogue. As you all open and look into your pouches, you will see that in each pouch is roughly 250 gold pieces.
Jesus.
Gold?
Yep. Haldren will then say,
The rich
"I hope
bitch.
this will do you well on your journey to come. Naboru is a rather harsh place due to its arid heat and the dreadful creatures that burrow deep beneath its dunes. I know not what you will find, but I do know what Damus is capable of. So do not worry for his safety entirely. Wait for whatever it is he may need of you to do." And as he says this, King Haldren will start to stand up and walk away. And as he does, a few guards follow closely behind, unless you want to stop him.
No.
He will then just, after partying, he will head back to the throne, where he then walks inside along with his guards. And as this is happening, Burke is kind of like walking around, and he kind of just like, I guess, looks at all of you, and he thinks to himself, and you hear him say, "Well, we need to get to Naboru. We're gonna need a ship that's gonna want to be able to pass through the Serpent's domain. I kinda know someone in Gildenyost that might be able to get us a ride. It's someone that's helped me before and will definitely be more use to us now. I believe the name, what was it? Madam Sheen.
Madam Sheen?
Mama Sheen? Huh?
Madam Sheen. I was just telling Albatross about her.
You know her?
Oh, do I? Albatross, Madam Sheen is the buyer I was telling you about.
Oh. Do you know this fence? This fence is going to be getting us a boat.
I guess.
She has a way with a lot of people in town and in other towns nearby. She kinda runs the darker sides of this place. Of this island. But, she's really kind. She should be able to help more than anyone. Especially when it comes to getting to a place such as Naboru. Not many boats will ever want to go across the seas to them. Serpent's breeding ground being so close.
Feels we're gonna have to fight some seafood. Lovely.
Hopefully not. Those things can take down almost every ship they come across. I've only heard tales of people who've come back from the attacks. It ain't pretty.
Also, Cody, I had the DM you real quick.
Yeah, let me look at it real fast.
Well, when that
Looking at it
happens,
really
Albatross gets up and he walks down to the end of the table and notices the absolute carnage that is Gug eating food, and actually gives a smirk for the first time of the night. A feast for crows, eh? At least you haven't lost your appetite, Wolf.
Please, Albatross, shove more in my mouth.
Whoa!
My arms are tired.
I'm not going to do that.
Wait,
Burke, like,
Cody.
walks up to you and, like, "I don't think you need to eat anymore, buddy." What is
Cody,
it,
I
man?
just realized we had a long rest.
You did.
So, Pen walks up
it-
to Gug.
That... Oh, okay, go on.
Oh no.
Pen walks
Oh,
up to
no.
Gug and she's like, you
Oh,
know,
no!
maybe one of my elixirs could
Let me
create
pull the
more
sheet
room
out.
for you.
I'm not thirsty right now. Just
It
more
could
meat.
create more room for you to eat something.
It can also do horrific things to you.
It'll make me eat
Tomato,
more.
tomato. I'm sure it will. Here you go, and she offers him the experimental list.
I'm gonna look Albatross in his eyes. And I'm gonna take this potion. I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a sip.
Roll me a D100, Sam. Oh, God. What is it gonna be? I'm sorry.
46.
46.
46.
I feel like we've gotten that before.
Is it hun- is,
Drinks me
are there
inside.
100 different options, or is it like out of?
What now?
Is there 100 different options, or is it like between
It's
40
like
and 50?
a section, I think, by fives, I believe.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So there's 25 different
until you get
effects.
to until you get to like the lower quadrants where the numbers start to shift.
Oh.
There's a lot. But
Oh, okay.
anyways, Gug, you drink this potion down, and as you do, you hear these people over on the side speaking Dwarvish, and it just sounds really weird to you. But as you begin to think, hang on, wait, I actually understand what they're saying. You hear them being like, look at that fat pig, I can't believe he ate all that meat. That was supposed to be for everyone else, but we couldn't even reach it fast enough. It's like, don't worry, he's one of the guys who helped us save the town. If anyone, he probably deserved it.
We've been the only ones who did help save the town.
Yeah, and you see they're just doing this. Does anyone else here speak Dwarvish?
I do.
I don't know. I don't know.
So my character's just been sitting here listening.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you
Insult our boy.
Gug, you now understand that you can comprehend a specific language that is Dwarven at the current situation.
Okay, I've just gained the ability. Wait, can I speak Dwarven? Or is that...
you comprehend it. I don't think it lets you speak it.
Okay.
You just
I'm
see
really,
them
like-
speak like this while you're just kind of sitting there with like covered in food, with your belly sticking out like a foot or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna like stand up and
Oh,
face the
another
dwarves
thing,
that
you do not feel like you could eat any more. Like that feeling never left you. You are still full.
are... I'm just
fair,
gonna
I
like
said it
stand up
could.
facing the dwarves, and I'm gonna do like like a war cry, except I'm just gonna be like, I am the meat hero, and then I'm just gonna like collapse back down.
They look at you, they're just like, what was that about? I don't know.
That's gonna be my short tomorrow now. I'm just gonna
am
be used to
the meat
I'm the
hero.
I like.
Yeah.
I just wanna like grab a piece of like something on the table, and then just sort of like nonchalantly flick it into like the pile of food. With that,
Oh.
it's just gonna start saying self-destruct in 10, 9.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my! No!
It's just basically just trying to freak him out because they're trash talking Doug.
And I guess with all this shenaniganery continuing, I will ask, are y'all ready to move on to the next day?
Yeah.
Are they gonna react at all to just suddenly?
That's up to Gug. I was going to kind of like fast forward us if we need to, but
I
if you
think-
want to continue RPing that, it's fine with me.
I meant the dwarves, like
Oh, the dwarves?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm stupid. I misheard. I thought you said it. I thought you did it to Gug, and he was just
No.
like,
Oh,
No, like the dwarves
for
that were
them trash talking Doug, I'm gonna make him think he's gonna
Yeah.
blow up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
So she's basically just scaring the ones trash talking Doug.
Okay, so then, so, I'm gonna roll a d20. Let's see how fucked up they'll be after this.
Nat
See
20,
them,
they die.
Not nat 20, but you do see them kind of like, you throw this thing and it starts to do self-destruct, and they like, kind of like, they don't hurriedly, but they slowly start to stand up and back away from their table, and then they just kind of like look up at you, very confusing, like, is that thing actually gonna... And they start to slow away, like, walk further away as the countdown gets lower and lower.
I mean, the first time these guys met me, I blew up, so maybe that will.
That is true.
Yeah. That was kind of terrifying. Door just exploded right off.
4, 3.
I just imagine everyone's looking at it with anticipation, and then as the countdown runs out...
It's a piece of food, right? You said it's a piece
Yes.
of food on the table?
Yeah.
I'll go like 3, 2, God grabs it, shoves it in his mouth.
It's like, I missed one.
One more piece.
Yeah. But...
Oh, okay. To continue with the funny, I make a boom noise to make it
You
seem like
see-
it blew up inside of Gug.
You see them hit the deck immediately. They're just like, oh! And then they like turn and look back, and they're just like,
She just looks at him and goes, "You're lucky. Gug saved you on this day. Remember that."
Oh, God.
how much can you eat? And then they just kind of like, let's get out of here. They just start wandering back.
The meat hero saved your life this day.
You will remember the meat hero.
He's gonna be a story of legend.
They'll remember me in this kingdom.
I think
Right,
I'm gonna-
as-
are we near time?
We are getting near time.
Good.
Then what I will say is, in this situation, basically, you all head to the inn. You all head to your rooms, and you let the night pass. Nothing substantial happens while you're sleeping, but when you wake, there is just much similar to how Arthur had done. There is some supplies. It's nothing special. It's just some general stuff for the desert weathers they had managed to cobble together to prepare you guys for what's to come. It is some what are they called? It's like that like blanket thing they throw over you.
Like a thing?
I can't remember what they're
Like
called.
They wear
Poncho?
robes.
I think they're like a poncho. I don't know. There's something. It's like no. I can't remember what I'm thinking. It is. It's for. It's like when the winds of the desert are harsh, the sand can get thrown at you, and so you wear this kind of stuff to protect you from that. Huh?
Like, is that whatever a parka is?
And maybe I don't know, but yeah, we'll just say it is a desert cloak, just for the simplicity's sake. There's enough for all of you to have, and there's other little other little things here and there, very minor things. But for the most part, you wake up and basically knowing it's time to leave. You've done all you can here, and your only assumed direction is towards Nibiru. Even if you don't entirely want to do it yourself, you do know that this is at least a direction. And if this guy is good as everyone else says he is, may suck to do it, but might be
I
good.
still think I still think this is pointless.
And as ever the negative child, Albatross slinks away into the dark as an emo child that he is.
Hey,
I'm just a realist.
Yeah. With that being said, I guess we'll be ending it here. I actually had, as expected as I normally do, I had a lot more prepared. So next session I shouldn't have to
Good.
write as much.
That's good.
But yeah, with all that,
bye.
Thank
Have
you
a
all
good
for
time.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that actually gives me like a lot of freeway for next time, so I don't have to write as much. So that's really good. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you all had as much fun as we did. We are going to be heading out for the time being. We'll see you all next time. But stay tuned in the actual other channels to come up, because we will be having a monthly event here soon. I believe it is next weekend.
In the Discord,
so-
link in the description,
Yes.
probably,
Yep.
maybe.
Jackbox
Definitely on the channel, if it's not.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
Jackbox can, so as many people can join. Technically, with the whole fan interaction, technically thousands of people could theoretically join. So no matter who you are, you could easily join, and it will be free for you. because
I
we're
also
all
just
over.
remembered we may need to change, or for people who have the link in the description for the Discord, we may need to change their link because I believe I had to update it recently because for some reason it was set to not be remembered.
I had to do that when I first started streaming, so I should be good.
I've had
Alright.
multiple people going through my link, and it's not been a problem. But
All right
I'll
then.
check.
Hopefully
They
it
just-
remains chill. But with that
One,
being said,
one of us will
be
have a
heading off
working
here.
link.
I think I do, but
Eventually.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time.